rolling
To
first.
Billis. You ready?
Okay.
Yeah, that's like 85 South Podcast. He's setting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay. Welcome to the HisBrother Podcast, starring myself, John the Barber. In front of me is the man, the Don Dada, the man of the Terminal 16, Billis.
Yes, sir. So,
In the back of me right here, over my right shoulder, like I always have it, pause, but you know what I'm saying, we got each other's back in here, is my brother Jeremy Rosos, a.k.a. Pebs. Say what up, brother.
Yes, sir. What up?
You know, bro Sos, just in case you didn't know Sos, you know what I'm saying? And all the way to the right is our brother, our collective, rounding out the circle here is my brother Big Norm. There's a lot of AKAs, so I'll just let him do his own introduction because I know that's what he's really good at. My brother Big Norm, y'all. Give a round of applause. I know y'all going to do it right now.
Yo, Big Norm. Also known as, for those who really know me, Chef Shaolin.
Jeez.
And,
Okay, chef.
for those who really, really know me, I go by the very white name Norman Henry Alcancel. My parents made me resume ready.
Resume ready.
But if you hear my voice said with a Filipino accent, it sounds pretty Filipino. You know, it's like Norman Henry Alcancel. No, Norman Henry Alcancel. And then boom. It's Filipino again all of a sudden.
Oh, man.
Thank you for having me, boys.
You already know,
thank
man.
you.
You know
Thank
I'm here
You
all
already
the time.
know,
You know,
man.
this is
No, this is going to be a regular thing,
is
so
a
just
regular
get familiar
thing,
with
boy.
the faces, you know what I'm saying?
a long time coming.
Yes, sir.
Long time.
This is-
Way past due.
This is something that was supposed to happen a good while ago.
Yo, so Norm, please walk
Yo.
us through being Filipino growing up in Scarborough. I asked Jeremy, and we touched on it a little bit, but I also want to hear from your perspective and your point of view. You know, just coming up in Scarborough as a Filipino. How was that like, and how was that for you?
First and foremost,
Okay.
what year were you born?
I was born in 1990.
You're a 90 boy.
Yeah. And I'm considered old right now.
Yeah, you're considered an older
considered
man.
old right
You're
now.
considered a young OG.
Mm-hmm.
I've always considered myself a young cat,
Mm-hmm.
but I am 8 years your
Yeah.
your senior or whatever it is the saying goes. But
You're elder.
I'm your elder. I'm your kuya. I'm your mano. I'm all that shit. The big homie. But that's two high school generations.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Word.
that graduated, then another one graduated,
Yep,
and you
yep.
came on.
Yep.
Anyhow, my Scarborough was the 90s.
And it was a different time, man.
It was a different time.
Very
it was
different time.
mid-90s to, I'd say, mid-2000s,
Mhm.
like 2005, 2006, before I finally moved downtown. But between all the way up to around 1920, I was a Scarborough boy.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a Scarborough kid that grew up with that quote-unquote Scarborough mentality, if people were to ask, yo, what is a Scarborough mentality? It's just
Mhm.
like, it involved hip-hop somehow. It involved some form of hustling, whether it be legal or illegal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It involved some form of street culture, whether it be street racing, whether it be
Breakdancing.
breakdancing, graffiti,
Yeah. Fights.
street fighting, like
Yeah.
all those things. Like this is the Scarborough existence. Like it was nothing much to do.
Yeah.
It was such a big place in Scarborough.
Mhm.
All you was doing was linking up with your homies wherever you were at, shooting the shit, playing basketball, smoking weed, breakdancing, practicing, doing
Playing
graffiti,
ball.
whatever.
Chopping girls.
Chopping girls, chopping jobies, as they would say back in the day.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I will say this. Scarborough mans are Gialist. I mean, like not all, but let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, that I think I had an average existence, a Scarborough existence. It's pretty much, like I said, everybody has dabbled in one of those things at some point as
Yeah.
a Scarborough kid. We were all, I would say, like, mine consisted mainly, though, of cannabis, cooking, and fucking just being the fun, lucky guy in the squad.
Mhm.
That always just, wanted to bring community, bring everybody together. I would throw these annual birthday barbecues, and that eventually turned into, like, my very merry dinner parties and whatnot.
Word.
And yeah, I guess that was my role in everything, man. It was always just bringing people together to chill, hang out, smoke weed, and it was always through weed and cannabis, or weed and
cooking.
And cooking.
A
So, I
connector.
got food, I got cannabis. Yo, let's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
link up at this fucking park.
Word,
Let's jam,
word,
let's
word.
chill. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I
A
hear enough
connector of
stories.
sorts, a
too,
middleman, like a guy that just gets everything together.
Yeah, that's my name. My name's Norm. It literally means medium. I am the medium.
Word,
I'm the
word,
middle
word.
man. I am Norm, you know? And then the funny thing is my name, I call myself Big Norm, and I'm a little dude. I'm this oxymoron, you know? A little guy that calls himself big with a medium-ass name.
Shit, yeah. A lot of my older cousins and OGs told me enough stories about you still back in the
Oh,
day when, you know, like
shit.
working at Boston Pizza on Morningside. And, you know, like my boy, I don't know if you know my boy B, Esco, Brian Escotor.
Oh, Lord.
OG, B.
B.
And at Boston Pizza. He got hit by the car. he got hit by a car in front of Boston Pizza, right? I might have to blank out his name, but, you know.
It's all good.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? We
These
figured
are,
it out.
like, you know when, like, people have strokes? They're like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
smell burnt toast. I'm like, I'm smelling burnt fucking pizza
But
right
yo,
now.
were you
Like,
there? Were you there when he got hit by the
like,
car,
yo,
though? Were you there at Boston Pizza?
I wasn't there, but I
Okay,
remember
okay.
hearing about
yeah,
it,
yeah.
hearing the
He
stories.
like flew up in the air. He got hit by the car, flew up in the air and shit. But yo, all these men told me they worked with you before back in the day, like with Mark Benate, you know. and
I
all those
remember
men.
stories from that. I used to work with this guy named Birdman.
Birdman.
Yo, Birdie.
Birdman, yo, shout out to Birdman.
Yo, I don't know this
I
guy,
used to
but I
call
feel
him
like I
Birdie.
need
Yo.
to.
I used to call Birdie
Shout out to
Dum Dum.
Birdman.
Kevin.
Yo, shout outs to Kevin.
Yo, shout
Birdie Dum Dum.
shout out Birdman, dog. Holy shit. Yo, I worked with him too in the kitchen.
Every time
still.
I see him,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, Birdie Dum Dum. He was just like the happiest, smiliest. like just, bro. And I don't know why I need to include this description adjective, but he was light skinned. But he was like this like
He was a Birdman.
quintessential happy like big bird light skin. Like, hey, what's up, guy? Yo,
So was his name like?
good?
Did it have any bird in the name, or that was just his nickname? Like, or that's the best way to describe him? Was yo
I
Birdman?
don't even know how that name came about still.
You know what?
Or is it one of those like things where like you know how things get dwindled into patois? You know, like
No, he
like
just
where-
I just like, what's your name? He's like, yo, it's Bird, yo.
yo Bird.
I was like, yo, Birdie. He's like, yo, just
Yo,
call me Bird.
respect.
But he did have the feel of Big Bird from Sesame Street.
Oh,
but from
word,
Scarborough.
word.
And I don't know
He's
if that was
Scarborough's
the
Big
reason,
Bird. Scarborough's Big Bird.
but something
man.
about him was just like, oh, I love this guy. He's such a lovable dude, you know?
Amazing.
Always meant well.
He's a good guy
You know?
still.
Honestly, like, yo, shout out to you, Kev. I love you, bro. But sometimes on the line, you're whatless, bro.
Bro,
Oh shit!
And I'm just like, yo,
Bro.
Kev, man.
Trust
Put
me.
your shit together.
Enough man's complain about Kevin in the kitchen, bro. Yo,
I
Birdman,
love
see,
you.
man?
I fucking love you, bro. But there's so many times I was looking at you like, yo, push the fucking pizza through the conveyor belt, bro.
How long on the fries, Birdman? Fuck, 2 minutes, chef.
Oh shit! we
Real
back in
time, real time. I want the real time. Yo,
We in
John.
the pit right now. Respect.
Shout outs to Birdman.
Birdman,
Yo, so
bro.
funny story about working at Boston Pizza with these guys. Okay. So back to those barbecues I used to throw.
Yeah.
So everybody knew, oh, Norm's throwing a barbecue. I'm inviting everybody. And I was the type of guy that I went in, I smoked my weed. Whoever smoked weed with me, I'm cool with you. The rest of you, fuck off. I don't know you like that. And then, I want 2 girls, front of house, back of house, we're all cool. But the rest of y'all, I'm like, whatever. You guys are a bunch of dweebs. And then I convinced everybody. I'm like, yo, if you're coming, bring a steak or 2 from the fridge. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I can't be the guy to just
Contribute.
steal all the shit. Just like, let's grab a 1-2 steak from the fridge. Grab a New York strip loin or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's nothing. However, I myself took a whole bunch of peppers, some steaks, put them in a garbage bag, and I put them outside by the garbage outside, making it look like it was garbage, right? And one of the general managers went outside, saw the garbage on the floor, picked it up to go throw it in, but I guess felt it when they picked it up. It was like, what the hell? Opened it, sees all these nice bell peppers and steaks.
Man.
Because I was going to chop them up, make some ill shish kebabs and skewers.
Oh, yeah.
So finally, he comes back in, does an impromptu staff meeting, calls everybody out. Everyone's just like, who did it? I will find out who did it, right?
Is there cameras in there?
There were, but obviously, I staked it
yeah.
out and made sure I'm good. And it was all based off snitches, right? At the end of the day, if I get caught, it's all somebody snitch. But the thing is, I'm smart enough to know, and I've done this in multiple places that I've worked at, where I wanted to get a leg up. If you do not want to get in trouble, you yourself can't be the only one doing the dirt.
No, 1,000%.
You got to pull everybody into the dirt. So if you go down, it's like, hey, y'all are coming down with me.
Titanic.
So that's why I was just like, yo,
Titanic theory.
a straight Titanic theory, right? So I'm like, yo, steal a steak or two. So everybody that was coming stole a steak or two. Sometimes 3,
man.
sometimes 4. Everybody took something.
That's crazy.
So now everyone's just like, yo. You can see the manager like, fuck, man, I'm not going down for this. But who?
Yo, Birdman was a part of this?
Birdman, everyone took a thing, okay?
Statutes of limitations. We're we can talk about it.
And there's this one fucking piece of shit, snake, rat, Takashi piece of crap.
Drown him in 2 feet of water, motherfucker.
Right? Fuck this guy. I forget his name. It's probably like a Brandon or something. But he was shook. This guy got shook.
That's crazy,
Once
man.
I saw that, after we went back to work, I was like, all right, guys, this is my last shift. I'll see y'all. I know Brandon's going to fucking break. So I never came back to work. No, I just never came back to work.
So they knew, and they knew it was you. They knew.
Did the same thing.
So I left, and it's like, yeah, I'm not. You can't charge. Whatever. You didn't catch me in the act. Whatever. You guys can say I did this and that, but whatever. You can't say nothing to my face because I'm never showing up here again. And I never came
Are they
back
still
to
there
Boston
right
Pizza.
now?
They're still going,
Yeah,
man.
word,
Boston
word.
Pizza is still there, still
crazy.
serving the Morningside and Shepherd community,
Jeez.
still serving the Malvern community and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I just remember the fun times there. Like, I was the fastest dough maker. You don't fuck with me and my dough speeds, bro. I make
Jeez.
that dough.
Jeez.
Literally, figuratively.
Yeah, it was so good.
No, but one thing I know, and I can attest to this, is that anything that Norm gets into, or especially like a job of sorts, I feel like people just gravitate towards him. He is that guy that he says he is, and I could back that up. You know what I'm saying? I had the honor and pleasure of working with him at La Mesa.
La Mesa!
La Mesa.
way.
Shout out to Les,
Lester Savellano,
You
the
already know.
OG, the god,
the God.
the,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
wettest fucking jump shot.
Yes.
Say
in all of
word.
Scarborough.
Say
I don't
One of the
care.
best shooters I mean, you know me, we talk shit, we play ball, we do this, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. Les is one of the best shooters I've ever seen touch that basketball
say
ever. Quickest
word.
release. I mean, I could put him side by side with a Ray Allen thing, and I honestly would just start going to sleep watching Ray Allen. I'll just pay attention to Les. That's how ill this shit is.
Just straight sharpshooter.
Yes, and he's ready all the time.
He's sharpshooter.
But I will, no, so like I said, we had the honor working there, and like I said, when working with Norm, or in any medium of thing that, or arena that he tends to go into, like people, that just happens. People gravitate towards him, and then he exudes what he gets, positive energy. And I just wanted to say that about you, Norm. I don't think people really go into that and really
Thanks,
touch
bro.
base
Always
on that.
good vibes with Norm, man.
But
John,
can we?
you want
Okay, hold on. I don't know why they just popped up in my head, but can we talk about like your singing stuff? Like, is that a thing you want to talk about?
I don't really feel like talking about my singing. Yeah. No,
That's why I fucking love it.
Yo, can I just say one thing about that too?
Let's
I
go,
got the pleasure to work with Norm when we did this little
Oh
cover
yeah,
series.
I heard about that. and
Oh,
I seen
yeah,
that.
they
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
Like a year ago, right? Almost 2 years ago, and
Damn.
it was such a serious vibe. Everybody was in there taking it so serious. The
Yeah,
singers
man.
are in there like getting upset with themselves while they're singing, and it was like really stressful for a lot of the people, right? And then Norm came in. First thing he says, he goes, "Blessings and salad dressing." And everybody just started to crack up, and then he was like, it was funny because like every time Norm like, if he fucked up the words or whatever, he would just kind of like, all right, cool, let's do the next one. But then every time it was like some type of comedy twisted into it, and like it tripped people out because he was singing so well, and the song he was singing is a hard song. Like he was singing a Stevie Wonder song.
1,000. It's hard
So
to
that's,
miss.
I was
yeah.
like, that's tough to do,
Yeah.
and to kill it. It's like it actually made me like remember about the song and like the song again because I forgot about that song.
Yeah,
Then he
yeah.
started doing it, but it was like just the energy that Norm brought in to that whole thing. It like lightened up the whole thing because it was supposed to be a lighthearted, fun thing to do, but people were so worried about how they looked on camera because we had a full setup with the camera. But Norm came in, did his thing. Literally told Francis, "Yo, this is the song I'm doing. Francis, learn this
Learn
song."
it in
like
Shout out
5
Francis Guy.
minutes,
Shout
bro.
out Francis.
10 minutes.
Word.
Shout out to Francis Guy. He just did that thing
Amazing, Francis.
and just came in and started playing it. Norm started singing it, and like it was so dope because like Norm was still singing the song, but he put his own twist onto it, to where it was like it was Norm's version of that song. So shout outs to that.
Thank you, Billis.
crazy.
You were there to witness that. And what's great about that too was a week before I just sang that song for a wedding. So I'm like, yo, my vocals and my memory is still good with the lyrics. I don't remember lyrics for shit. Goldfish memory, right? If there's one thing I remember, it's that I have a goldfish memory. And I remembered those lyrics, so I was like, yeah, Gav, let's do it. You still got the setup? He's like, yo, just come through, man. We have time for one more. You know, came through,
Bless.
sang my thing. But here's the thing about that, Billy. Whenever I fucking forget lyrics or screw up, instead of making it seem like, oh, I fucked up, humor is the best diffuser. You know, you just be like, haha, meant to do that, or find a way. I'm like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity. This is like the perfect alley-oop to do something funny now. You know, like not, you could either use it as the perfect alley-oop to feel like you fucked up and slam dunk a fuck up. Be like, oh, or you can be like, nah, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to make people laugh. So from doing that out of survival for years, just hanging around with fucking goons, like, I just gotta at least be funny so they'll like want me around.
and you were the only one that we did behind the scenes episode for a special little thing where it's like it was literally
The
all of
bloopers,
Norm's
right?
every
Yeah,
time
yeah.
he fucked up singing. We put that into a whole next video, and just because it was so funny, we were like, yo, this is gold right here. Like, we gotta put this out as well. We put that together. Nobody else got that because it was more serious. Like, gotta sing it again. Norm would just say some jokes, either like sing it out and then start again. So we put that together. So that was like dope to see that energy, and like you said, you know, it's all about just finding the humor in that type of stuff, because it was, you know, it just makes it a little bit lighthearted. It was fun for everybody to watch that, and it was, I think you were at the end of the day too, so everybody
it was the
was
last
super
one.
tired. We'd been at it since like maybe 9 or 10 in the morning, and we were there from the day before setting up and make sure everything was blessed. And we came in, we were tired by that time, but you came in, it was like, all right, I could have gone a whole another day now.
Yeah.
Right? We just after Norm went, I could have just gone a whole another day now just doing that, because the energy got brought up so high.
You know, I know for a fact that, like, whenever I go on to sets, I have the ability to make it awkward or make it fun. And I'm like, I want to be on sets as often as possible. So I'm going to make sure when I go on set, if I'm not good in front of the camera, at least off camera, people will be like, yo, would you do AD work? Would you be on set regardless? Like, I've had that happen to me so many
lattes
times.
and
That's
frappuccinos?
good,
Like,
man. Yeah,
they'll
you got
be
that energy
shooting and
still.
working. I'm like, hey, guys, come on, let's, you know, just find a way to make it fun for everybody.
Yeah.
But also, it was Gav's spot, so I was feeling mad comfortable.
Shout out Gavin Shepard, man.
Shout out Gav.
big
But
up
no, I
Gav,
fucking
man.
love being on set in general. You know,
So-
being on set is so fun.
So this is a question for both of y'all, Pebs and Big Norm. When did y'all start singing? Like, when did y'all get into the swing of things? Like did an uncle put you on? I mean, because we're Filipino now, so like for me, it was always like just hearing my uncles after fam jams. Like, I just knew once that ivory started tickling, like, and you know, like all the OG Titos, like they'd just be like singing old Elvis or like Beach Boys. I know all the Beach Boys. You know,
Only fools rush you.
Jeez.
love me tender. No, but how did y'all get into it, Jer? How did you get into singing?
I guess you're right about that, man. When I was a kid, I'd see my uncles on the karaoke and shit. And you know what? My dad used to be in a band and shit back in the day.
Okay.
He used to play at bars and shit.
So when I sent you the Joe Batan, you said he sounded similar.
Yeah, but
That's
yo,
sick.
yeah. Actually thinking about it now, he had a bar downtown, and I think it was in the west, like Queen West, or
Might have been in Parkdale.
you know, yeah, maybe near
a lot of
Jameson
Filipinos
for
were
sure.
in Parkdale.
But yo, he had a bar. He used to do music and shit there.
Okay.
But I never did music until my bro passed.
Okay.
You know, like when my bro passed, he was doing music. He had all the studio shit, and I was like, fuck, let me just try a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just feeling good. It was like a way for me to cope for my brother's death, you know?
Okay.
And then, people were just fucking with the music.
So prior to that, you've never
And then-
did any technical singing.
No, I never did none of that, bro.
Okay, listen. I don't know if you guys
But,
have
but
ever.
we would rap for fun. I mean, we would rap for fun with our boys in high school and shit.
For sure.
Oh, sorry, that's
but like-
another thing I totally forgot.
You know?
And leaving out, I left that out, the whole Scarborough thing.
No,
If
go
you're
ahead.
also from Scarborough, there's one point in your life where you wanted to rap.
You just, yeah, for sure.
You had
man,
to
for
rap.
Sure,
You
because
jumped
everyone's
into a
rapping.
cipher like it was double Dutch.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
man.
oh, I want to get in there. I want to get in there. You jump in. Yo, I spit boss. I'm from Scarborough.
For sure. See, I was never like really out there like that though, man. I was more of the quiet guy, you know.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
no,
just
you're
hooping and shit. And then when my bro passed, tried the music thing because he was doing it. He was doing
Your
shows.
bro was probably the one.
Yeah,
that
he was.
doing
Yeah,
that.
you know, he was already doing shows in like Kensington and shit for his school and shit.
What year
like-
was your?
Shout out
He's
PJ Raps.
He's
PJ
born
Raps.
94, yo. My brother, PJ Raps.
He was younger
big boy.
than you?
He's younger than me still.
Oh man.
Yeah, he passed when he was 21. This is in like 2016. But yeah, he was doing the music thing. He was going to all the SoCan meetings and all that shit.
Okay.
He was supposed to go to Montreal with Rex World, with JT and them. And Rex World, bro, Russ opened for Rex World back in the day. And now Russ is boom, you know, up there. But
Outta
yeah,
here.
that's what. But I don't even know if I'm supposed to say the Rex
Like
World
to-
thing, so I might have to blur that out. But
Okay.
Like to be real with you, like I've always wanted to talk to you about your bro.
yeah.
You know, I never want to bring it up until you know,
Yeah.
until you bring it up or whatever. And I know that's a long, deeper conversation.
Yo, that shit could go for days, bro.
And I
So
know
much
we'll touch on
happened.
it over and over, but just know, save space.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Everyone
for sure,
speak
for
on
sure.
it.
For sure.
And you know what?
Broskies are here. I would love to know about the legend of your little bro.
Yeah,
I'd love to
yeah.
honor him in any way possible. You know, their legacy continues through stories. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you're the one that could help continue that legacy too. So
For sure. That's what
I
I'm
would
just.
love
That's
to
what I
hear
was trying to
more.
do too with the music. Just let him live on, like, cause he wasn't done, man. He was
No,
still.
it's admirable, man.
And his music is like lyrics. It's like Nas. It's like some Nas shit. It's like
Okay.
Bone Thugs. You know.
Did
It's
he
like,
sing
you
as well?
talk about
Or?
that.
he sang a little bit here and there.
Okay.
Like, but yeah, man. For people that do know, it hits, bro. It hits a lot of people, man. Like this is the biggest funeral any of the staff has ever seen in Scarborough. In that, at Rest, and it's right here, Brimley and St. Clair. Right, you could walk there from here,
Rest Haven.
Rest Haven.
That's where all my fucking family.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
at.
And bro, and she
That's
said
crazy.
one of the girl
my-
that works there. Yeah,
My
she,
Lola, my Lolo.
Yeah,
my
everyone's there,
uncle,
bro.
Like
Enough
my mom's
people.
got a great has her shit there ready to go.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
she
yeah.
dies, she's gonna have her spot there.
But yeah, man. Even right now, the girl that works there, she's like, this is the most active grave I've ever seen. On his birthday, on his death anniversary, bear man's come, just post up, bring bottles and shit. But yeah, man. And then I got into the music thing, blew up a bit, whatever, or got a little clout. But yo, later I realized I just did that shit to cope with my brother, bro. I don't really fuck with the music shit like that. Like,
So it was more or
and
less
with the industry shit, like,
therapy.
you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And like, I think I'm pretty sure I'm an introvert unless I know you. You know what I'm saying?
But there's nothing wrong with that.
And then it's like, yeah, man, a lot happened. And then with this podcast, people are expecting me to talk about this, so might as well get out the way while everyone's asking. And it's,
Hey, man,
you know,
like we said, this is a safe space.
yeah,
For
yeah,
you,
yeah.
everybody, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
Like,
man.
Like I don't think it's something that you'll just get out the way. It's gonna come up over. And
No,
over
for sure.
again.
That's what I tell
So,
people, bro. Like, even when people pass, bro, you don't get over it. You just like learn to live with it, and it's just always there. You know?
unfortunately, yeah.
But like, you don't have to be sad about it.
No.
You know what I mean? You could be, because you're supposed to really celebrate life,
Mhm.
like even when they die and shit. Like,
No, 1,000%.
I think there's
My
like a weird
coping-
perception right now about death, right?
Well, yeah, my coping mechanism at funerals when someone dies is humor and laughter.
Facts.
You know?
And yo, the funniest people, like Kevin Hart, like yo, the funniest people, bro. Behind the funny, they deal with a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, 1,000.
You know, it's the story of the sad clown, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Dave Chappelle said it best. When the world is on its way out, when things are really bad, who's the best people you would want to be with? Who, you know, if the world was ready to end. And he's like, you would want to be around comedians.
Facts.
Because while things are fucking get ready to fucking done off, and there's nothing left in this world, the world's gonna blow up. Comedians will find a way to laugh their life away.
Mhm.
They're gonna laugh until that last bang, and we're all gone. They'll
It's
still
the-
find a way to make
it's
a
the
joke
special
about
pass,
it.
you know?
Right.
Special pass that comedians get to joke about that type of stuff. You know, the world ending. You look like, I think the best example, and it was taken out of context, was Chappelle's most latest thing, right? Him talking about a lot of stuff that goes on in the world, but it's like the comedians get the pass because they are not trying to poke at it. They're just trying to like lighten it up a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
life is already very, very, very heavy.
Right.
So like having people like, you know, like you, Norma, to bust a couple of jokes, like there's nothing better than when you're upset and just something funny comes out of this. Even especially when it's like you're at a funeral and you start joking about the person that passed. It's like you start reminiscing about funny times. It's like he used to do this, he used to say this. Like it's always better to like find that humor in everything, right? And I think comedians are absolutely like, you know, you're right with who else would you want to be around? Like you don't want to be scared or like, you know, upset right before the world's about to end. I have a
Yeah.
comedian tell a 1-2 joke, at least it went down funny.
Here's a
Word,
humble
word.
brag. So when I was working for Machel Mantanos,
That's
Oh, yeah, yeah, I wanted
that's
to get into
sick,
that. I wanted to
bro.
get into
That
that. Okay,
is
yeah.
crazy how
Thank
you
you
were
for
doing
like.
that, man.
Were you in my? Okay, never mind. Go into that. Go into that.
no,
real.
so the band was about to get fired, right? They were doing rehearsal. Machel was freaking out. He was so angry. Because he expects perfection only. He's number one. He's the Michael Jackson of Trinidad for a reason. Right?
Jeez.
He's number one. His work ethic is next to none. And the band was fucking up. And he was so angry. He came out freaking out, pissed off. And then one of my best friends, Che, his manager, had a video that I had just sent to the little side group on WhatsApp that we had of like other Machel Mantanos workers and employees.
Yeah.
And he had this bobblehead that he just got manufactured, like a little prototype. And I saw it and I was like, yo, I so mad. And I just started doing the voice and I ties Machel Mantanos. I just want to eat like a boss. Nom, cook me some peas and thing. And you know, why is he giving me these small prison portions? As a boss, I want to eat like a boss. You know? Because one time that was like one of the first meals I brought him. He's like, it was too big.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
No, you're trying to get me fat. I'm trying to lose weight for carnival. Please, no, why is he trying to do this to me? Healthy food. So finally, I make it a smaller portion and I bring it to him. That's what he's like, no, now you give me like 16 peas and thing. These are prison portions. Give me the provisions I need to satisfy my fucking nourishment. And it's like, all right, dude. But I was doing that with the bobblehead. And the WhatsApp group, they were all dying. And he showed it to Machel in that moment when he was freaking out. And this guy was just like, Che was like nervous because he didn't know if it was a good idea.
Oh shit.
He's like, he's so angry right now. He's like, maybe this will lighten him up. And he watched it, gave Che the phone, just died, burst out laughing. It's like, go, Che. No, save the jobs. I was ready to fire them. Oh, go, Che. They're safe for another day because of Norm's humor. I was ready to fire.
Yo.
Holy
So I'm saying,
That's funny, man.
humor can save any situation, but it can also cause wars.
Yo, so brother, when did you get into humor? I mean, humor. When did you get into like the whole comedy thing? Like, how does that even happen? You know, like, do you just wake up one day and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm a comedian today. You know?
Well, I always knew I had a sense of humor
Mm-hmm.
that could, you know, help me get through certain rooms. Because I wasn't a guy that could talk for long. I was a guy like, let me come in, state my claim, make a quick splash, and then be out, right? But I was like, so when you go in, make them laugh, do some funny shit, peace out. I was always that guy.
Yeah.
Leave a memory, leave a memorable moment.
Right? And then when I started working with Manifesto, shout outs to Che once again, I left Scarborough and I was kind of like this new guy in this downtown scene of people. So I
Just
was
real
like-
quick though, sorry, you did a manifesto in Scarborough first though, right? Like a
No.
version of that, or
Well,
like
it started in downtown, and in year 2, I was like, yo, there's nobody coming from Scarborough downtown. They don't
okay.
care.
I just wanted to get the history on that. Like,
Yeah.
so okay, sorry.
I was
go.
like, sorry, Shay. He's like, yo, we got to get buses that from whatever, from people from Scarborough, bring them downtown. I'm like, they don't care, Shay. Like, they're not coming. Sorry, I love Scarborough. They're not coming.
Damn.
It's too far. I'll try. Some people came, they're like, this is amazing. I tried my best to like get my Scarborough homies to come out, but no, they're too stubborn. So I'm like, fine, I guess I'll bring it to you then.
Word.
So I started like another side leg of Manifesto called the Scarborough Fresh Fair.
Sick.
We did it at the Scarborough Town Center.
Who was there? I'm assuming Airplane Boys were there.
I believe I had Airplane
Good,
Boys.
good.
I had this epic thing called the Battle of Best of the Beatmakers, because everyone was doing like battle this, battle that. But I was like, nah, man, fuck a battle. I'm doing the best of. So I got, at the time, like all the best producers in the city. And once again, this is from me having good weed and being a good presence around. So I used to rap with this kid Richie Sosa back in the day.
Shout
For
out Richie
real?
Sosa. Shout out
Richie
Sosa.
Sosa.
Jeez.
God.
Sosa.
That's
we were like
crazy.
This, okay, that was my guy. Before there was Drake and Nico, there was Sosa and
Jeez.
Chef Shaolin. So, anyways, we used to rap with Mad Locks and Bobby Cox. Rest in peace, Mad Locks. Anyways, fast forward, because I was in all these different studios, the funny guy with all the good weed, I stopped rapping. So I'm just like, how can I still hang out with these guys? Have good weed, make them laugh. So eventually, I was able to meet all the producers from Boy Wonder, Mega Man, Rich Kid, Northern Prophet, which is like Big Pops, Bad News, freaking Arthur MacArthur. So I basically got to know all the producers, and I was just like, yo, Soundsmith, shout out Soundsmith, got them all together to play like 4 or 5 of their best beats. And then instead of, I had like one crew pick their favorite beat from each producer or crew. So it was just like everybody bigging each other up as opposed to being like, yo, my beats are better than yours. It was also
Word.
like, yo, this is my favorite beat that you made. Boom, let's play that. Right? So it was a beautiful thing, because this is everybody coming to Scarborough to do this.
Wow.
No one comes to Scarborough. Let's
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
it real, right? If you're not from Scarborough, there's no reason for you to come to Scarborough.
Yeah.
Right? There's only reason to leave, to go elsewhere to see shit, or you just stay in Scarborough, right? There's kind of no middle ground. The people that live the middle ground between Scarborough and elsewhere are kind of like far and few between, but it's either you stay in Scarborough or you leave. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've experienced. I'm so far removed at this point that maybe it's different, but
I think a lot of people from Scarborough go downtown now.
now, right?
Right now, everyone's going there. Even Markham people going downtown.
Yeah.
Fucking Richmond Hill people going downtown.
You know, I
Pickering,
figured that-
Ajax going downtown.
I figured at this point, you know, like, because when I was doing it when I was, you know, in the late 90s.
Yo, and I want to big you up
You know?
because you're doing this without Instagram. There's no Facebook.
Yeah, none of
Yeah,
that.
none
shit.
of
There's none of that. There's none of that, and you're doing all this.
I was doing this off Asian Avenue, son.
Oh man, T.Wire. fam.
Yo, I wasn't even on Tito.
Jeez.
I couldn't go that far. Yeah, I remember there was this thing called like 410 word,
Jeez.
and you would call 410 word, and you'd leave a message of whatever talent you had. You'd be like, "Welcome to 410 word. If you want to hear the latest talent in the city, press 2.
Damn.
If you want to hear like R&B, press 3. Rap, press 4." And then you
People be like, if you see me walking down the street.
Yeah.
people would be singing these audio recordings, and you would press the numbers on the dial to see which one you wanted to listen to or which genre.
That's funny, man.
That was all pre-Instagram, pre-Twitter, all that shit.
Yo, they gotta bring back Speaker's Corner.
Oh man,
Eh?
I did Speaker's Corner too. I had a group called Kamikaze,
Damn.
and 3 Filipinos, a Jamaican, and an Italian, and I remember we sang some Drew Hill. I was wearing a stocking cap, but at the time, it was like I'm Shaolin, so they gave me the name because I looked like a Shaolin monk. I would rock.
Yeah.
I don't know why I would wear like these tan colored fucking stocking caps sometimes, and it just made me look bold. The little nublet on my head. And had
Yo,
had
but
a
what
uncle-
stocking caps? The Sir Benny Miles joints? Like the fucking
None, just
Tommy.
no rim, no nothing, just a straight up like. So me and Sosa had this thing where, most people would chop it off at the waist, or they'd get the thigh highs,
Thigh highs, yeah.
and just have it because it has the bend,
thick
right?
band, yeah.
The thick band.
Yeah, oh, shit.
So-
I can't even talk about
What I would do is I would chop
I would take whatever one I would chop off.
Uh-huh.
So it was just like, you know how you'd stretch it out and it would roll,
Mm-hmm.
right? But when people, sometimes I didn't like the nub.
Yeah.
So what me and Sos would do, we would pull it down, but then we would have like the foot part, just kind of like we'd tuck it in and pull it down. So it was just like this little beaver tail just popping out. But then it was flat on the top. There was no nub.
Oh,
You see what I'm
you
saying?
figured out how to do rag. You
So I
were do ragazizing your
Exactly. I was do-ragazizing my stocking cap with the beaver tail at the back, just so it looked super flush, and then boom. So that's why it would make me look extra bald, because there was no nub,
Yo.
because it was just flush.
That's fucking
But then there was
crazy.
also no band, right? Because
Oh my god. The sorcery.
bro, it was. That was the thing. Like, there was the small details that, you wanted to make sure you stood out, right?
No,
That
for
was-
sure.
yeah,
That's that
yeah.
Method Man shit. That's
Yeah.
that, like, like that little shit that switches up the outfit, or a little thing on a hat you could switch up or whatever. But that's crazy because, like, that's that style shit within a style. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like nowadays, like do-rags is out of the fucking water. I'm be totally honest with y'all.
I'm so happy do-rags are back, but I'm so sad that there's this thing called cultural appropriation that exists now. 'Cause I'm like, yes, I could wear do-rags again. Oh, no, I can't. Fuck.
You
But I
already-
still do anyways. I don't care, man.
No, fuck it.
Yeah, yo, I have one of your do-rags with your face on it.
Yeah.
It's a blue one. I have a blue one still, and you're on it. What's it called again? What's on it? It's
Bear jokes?
Bear
Just
jokes.
straight
Bear jokes. Yeah.
Shout out Keith Pedro.
Yeah, shout
Yo,
outs to
yo,
homie Keith.
I know Keith's
He's
brother.
gonna
eh?
be on here soon.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah,
he's a
right.
coach, bro. He's a ball
yeah.
coach.
Oh yeah.
He coached
man.
my son a few times. Still,
He is. That's right.
I didn't know that the whole time. I'm like, what the fuck, yo, Dwayne, your brother's fucking Keith, and he's like, yeah, man.
Yo, Keith's family is esteemed, bro. Like, shout outs to the Pedro sisters.
Yeah,
Mimi, Kiki.
yeah, man. And
Like, they used to run Brazen Hussy.
jeez,
like-
and Dwayne's been coaching. He coached me in
Dwayne's
Vaughn
coaching?
too, back in the day when we were kids,
man.
bro.
Hold on. You used to go all the way out there?
Yeah, I used to play in Vaughn with like CJ, Brian.
So I
and
feel
them,
like there needs to be
you know.
a doc or like some sort of historian on Scarborough basketball.
Yeah.
I swear
Yo,
to
see,
God.
when you guys are talking about shooters, I'm like, yo, in my head, first of all, who is he? I want to know who he is now.
Who, Les? Okay, no. Okay, so
Oh.
Is he Filipino?
96 less, baby.
Yeah.
okay,
Yo,
so he's
hold
from
on.
a
Shout outs
generation.
Lester and his 96 jump shot.
Jeez, because yo, the shooters, you know, like Norman, like Russell. Yo, there's some
Hold on,
shooters.
there's
our age,
another
bro. There's
Norman?
another Norm. Yo. There's another Norm.
Is he bigger than Norman?
Yo, but yo,
Yo,
okay,
shout
yo,
outs to you, Norman.
yo, that's what.
Pinola.
Yo, and you know what's funny?
Wait, Norman Pinola.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah, he
no,
linked-
he used to come to Les's run, I think.
Maybe.
It was in Harborfront.
Yo, but yo,
Oh,
it's
shit.
funny. Take this in. So the day that we
Another
linked.
Norman?
Yeah, the day we linked, the day before that, he linked me to shoot for his team. Pulled up, whatever. And that night, I was supposed to go to somewhere you were at. And I'm like, at AM, PM, I think.
Okay.
But I didn't end up going. But it was just weird because in the morning, I'm there to shoot for Norm. And I was planning to go at night to go shoot for Norm.
Norm.
You know what I mean? And I even asked Norm, I'm like, because he's like, yo, what are you saying tonight? I'm like, yo, I'm about to go see Norm, bro, the Filipino comedian. You don't know who he is? Like, you're the only Norm I know. You must know this Norm.
There has to be a,
you know?
yeah.
And he's like, nah, I don't know. And I'm
Coinciding.
surprised you guys don't know each other. You guys are the
Yeah.
only Norms, bro. Like,
So
Filipino
now
Norms.
he's the third Filipino Norm
Okay.
I've heard of. But I'm cheesed because because there's 3 of them in Scarborough. They're all from Scarborough.
Yeah. Shout out to Norm though, man. He's a shooter. He's doing good for the community.
Word,
So
word.
Norm
All the kids.
Pinolo,
Norman Pinola,
Norman Pinola. There's another Norman. His last name is Go. Norman Go.
and he's Filipino.
Filipino. And then there's Norman Alcancel. But yo, crazy fucking story. Oh shit! I'm so excited to tell this story. So I get a phone call. I'm like, Winnipeg. I'm like, okay,
Winnipeg, yeah.
what's up? I'm like, hello. He's like, yo, Big Norm. I'm like, yo, what's good? Sometimes I get calls from people. I don't know who it is, but when I see somebody on the streets and someone's like, yo, Big Norm, I pretend like I know them.
Oh,
In
for
the
sure,
case
1,000%.
I
I've been
may
there.
have
I've
met
been
you
there.
Before.
Yeah,
They're like, yo, what's
yeah.
good? They're like, oh, you never met me. But I'm like, I know, but just in case I did, I just gotta make sure. You know what I'm saying?
Or we'll walk past and Norman will be like, I'll be like, so how long you known that guy? And Norman will be like, I swear to God, I don't know this guy.
But I'll treat them like that. I've known them. I'm like, yo, what's
Yeah, man.
good? So I get the phone call. Big Norm like, yo, what's good? who that? He's like,
New phone.
He's like, bro, it's Mike. I'm like, fuck.
Bear mics.
Bear Mike's.
No,
That
Mike.
narrows
Bear
it down.
mics.
No, Mike.
I'm like,
Shout out
Mike.
mics, dog. Shout out all the
He's
mics.
like, Mike,
man.
from the airport. I'm like, from the airport? The fuck? The airport is like, bro, you know how long I've been trying to find your number? I was like, "Pff, well, you got it, bro.
You got me.
You found me. Congrats. You made it. And then he's like, bro, please tell me you got the goods. You've always had the goods. I'm like, bro, you know I stay having the goods. I'm always good, okay?
Up.
He's like, I'm in Toronto. He's like, he goes, he's like, I'm back in town. He didn't say Toronto. He's like, I'm back in town.
The
So I'm
vagueness.
seeing-
The vagueness.
And you know where we used to work.
Yeah.
We used to work at the spot. We meet all these people. People take my number. So I'm just like, did I meet this guy here? He's back in town. He's trying to see if he can come through the spot.
Which one is it?
So bing
know
bong.
those though, man.
Tutus later.
Yo,
We're just
tutus later?
talking. And I'm still trying to put two and two together, trying to figure it out. And whoa, brain fart. I just realized that's where tutus comes from.
No.
Putting two and two together.
Oh.
Tutus later. Holy shit! That's where the tutus
Damn.
came from. Anyways,
Hits blunt.
okay,
Hits
so-
blunt.
So, tutus later, I'm trying to put two and two together. And he goes, I'm like, hold on, Mike. I'm not going to lie. I still can't remember you. Like, where the... like, this is tripping me out. He's like, Norm, come on. We used to work together at the airport. I'm like, airport? I never worked at no airport. He's like, and I'm trying to think, I'm like, did I work at the airport? Did I forget that I worked at the airport?
Is this guy a fucking X-Men? My head's...
And he goes, bro, we used to fucking move the packages. We were baggage claim at the airport, bro. You had the best Coke in town. I was like,
Holy shit.
I was like, okay, no, for sure, this is not me. Okay. He's like, bro, Norm, the coolest Filipino guy I know. I'm like,
got the goods, man?
what? He's like, come on, this is tripping me out. He's like, bro, you were like the coolest Filipino guy I know. Winnipeg. We used to work at the Winnipeg airport together. When you left, I couldn't find you ever again. I've been trying to find you since.
Did you live in
And
Winnipeg?
I never lived in Winnipeg. I never worked at the airport. Never did baggage claim. But apparently, there's another cool-ass Filipino guy named Big Norm in Winnipeg that sells the best Coke in all of fucking Winnipeg.
You got the best bags, bro.
And I was like, bro, no, I'm Big Norm from Toronto. I just got really good weed. I don't
Yo,
sell
we
it,
might have
but I
to blur
always
that
have
out,
it.
no?
But please,
We gotta blur out the whole fucking podcast.
I don't. but what was the funniest shit to me was, I'm like, where did you get my number? So the way I thought was, at some point he was asking people around, like asking his Filipino friends, like, yo, you remember Big Norm? Do you have his number?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody probably knew me and that Big Norm guy, saved both of our phone numbers in their phone, and said, oh, here's Big Norm's number, and gave me my number. Gave him my number, I mean, right? That's the only explanation, because how can he finally find my number?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yo, it's you, Big Norm, from the airport. Cool Filipino guy. I'm like, everything's adding up except the airport part and selling cocaine. Like, that's not me. So
Winnipeg.
That's crazy,
all that to
man.
say this, there's 4 Filipino Normans out there.
Oh, shit.
3 in Scarborough, 1 in Winnipeg.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah. So
Holy
there's
fuck,
a
Norm.
story.
You kill me, dog. You got stories, man. Yo, I want to hear this real story, though.
What story?
Fucking, where were you at?
Oh!
Fucking Taiwan.
Oh, yeah.
Taiwan.
Okay, yeah.
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
So
Yo,
I was just telling John, whenever I tell the story, something new unearths because of the people that I'm telling it to.
word.
And certain people like require certain parts of the story of the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm around a room that's a bit more PC. I don't go into details about like
Yeah.
the
I
darker
want
stuff
to. I
that
want to
happened.
hear that. I want to hear
You
it
know?
all, man. And it's crazy because my boy Negus is in Taiwan right now, man. Shout out Negus in Taiwan.
Oh, yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Hooping out there.
Yo.
And Wiggins, my boy, Nick Wiggins out there too, hooping.
Okay, respect.
Shout
Shout
them out,
outs
you
Shout
to
them out.
Webster Chan.
Yeah.
Okay, he's playing in. Yo, that must be nice to have like a Chinese last name.
And being out there,
playing in
yeah,
Taiwan, right?
for real.
And it's weird though, as a black. Oh, I wouldn't even say a person of color, just as a black person in Taiwan. I haven't been to any other Asian country, like aside from the Philippines and maybe Japan, but when they see a black person, already assume
Celebrity,
and people are just like
amazed,
so
unicorn.
almost
It's like a unicorn.
rude about it. They'll just walk
Oh.
up to you, just like
Nah.
start taking photos, like, and you're like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I am not an exhibit, you know.
That's fucked up, man.
But no, they love basketball in Taiwan.
Mhm.
They love, like, I've never seen a city. I was in Taipei. I've never seen a city with so many.
Wow, that's where he's playing
basketball
at.
courts,
I think that's what he's playing at.
right?
That's crazy.
Taipei, they play ball.
No,
Here-
Norm would show me video, and I'd be like, "Is that a basketball court on top of a basketball court?" It'd be like two layers. I'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Pristine, right? Like paint all nice. There's no chip paint, no faded anything. The boards are so pretty. Like
Lights till
everything
like
is-
7 in the morning.
Yo.
Like, crazy shit.
Like,
That's crazy.
I told myself,
Culture's
if
different.
I don't come back slightly better, you're a piece of shit, Norm. This is a subtropical continent. Like, you should be able to fucking play basketball every day. Go out there, utilize these courts. And so I met a good friend there, a lifetime homie named Danny Shelton. Shout out to Danny.
Shout out Danny and Sika.
Amazing
Shout out
basketball. Shout out to Sika.
Shout out
Little
Lil
man
Mary.
we did that. I used to play ball with him out there, and because he's black, there's just something about, and American, and from New York, the Taiwanese folk had something to prove. Like, oh, we can ball. Let's show this black American our skills. They are like the epitome of basketball.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
black New York American. We must show them our abilities here in Taiwan. And I ain't good at basketball. I'm all right. I like to play a little bit, but I'm no way game ready shape.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now I'm playing with Danny on my team, and these guys are going hard, bro. Like setting screens with elbows out, like just it was like, when guys are stepping, they're like, yeah. Oh shit. Yo, this guy set a screen, and he braced for impact, went, and then stuck out his elbows, and I got a jab in the side of with this little fucking pointy, skinny ass Taiwanese elbow, and I was like, oh. These guys are just playing too hard. I'm like, oh, Daddy, man, these guys just want to prove to you so much that they're worthy of basketball. They beat us like multiple times.
Shit.
But then again, he's playing me and this other Filipino guy and him, and they're just whatever. But so see, once again, I don't ever tell that story.
No,
I've never
like,
told that
I'm-
story.
And I'm happy. It's just because the culture. We played ball and all that. But can we rewind it to like?
Okay.
Let's go ahead. I don't want to butcher anything.
Long story short, no, that's a stupid thing to say.
Long story long,
Long
like
story
John
long.
says.
Long story long.
Long story long.
I'm with John. We're in Jamaica.
Shout out to Jamaica. The
Shout out
second
to
home. You know what I'm
Jamaica.
saying? Yeah.
Right. We're at the Cannabis Cup with on a staff outing. All of us are heavy smokers. We're smoking copious amounts of marijuana.
Ganja me say.
And after a week of smoking bear weed, come back home, have 4 hours to repack and go on my 1 month trip to the Philippines, where I have a 2-day layover in Taiwan. I chose Taiwan because I heard they had a good night market food scene, and I was like, you know what? I might as well feed 2 birds with 1 seed. Just catch. I don't want to kill no birds out here, so I'm going to feed 2 birds with 1 seed and hit Taiwan before I go to the Philippines. So I get to Taipei, and somebody told me on the way there, they're going to go through your bags, and they're going to say they lost it, and that's their, like, passive-aggressive way of profiling.
If they could see that
Okay.
you're from another country and like white, black, whatever, they're gonna pull your luggage aside, open it, go through it, and then say, "Come back and get it." So they did that to me. They're like, "We didn't find your luggage. It's not here yet. So you can either come back to the airport and pick it up, or we'll send it to wherever you're staying." So I go to this hostel. I'm staying there. They call me, and they're like, "Yeah, come back to the airport." I'm like, "Nah, man," because small detail. I landed. I forgot my wallet at home. Okay, 4 hours in that quick scurry, just trying to change and bring everything. I forget my wallet. All I have is my cell phone and $7 American. Okay, I'm fucked. But I'm like, at least Uber, I could do digitally. I get my Uber to my crib. Boom. I'm there. I meet one of the guys working at the desk. He has PayPal. He allowed me to transfer some money to him. He pulled it out for me. I'm blessed. They call me. They're like, "Come pick up your stuff." I'm like, "No, send it to me." They're like, "No, come to the airport and pick it up." I'm like, "Fuck you. I'll come back when I'm leaving on the way out to the Philippines." Right? I have a bag of stuff already. I'll just use this. No need to go back to the airport. It's too far. So I'm living it up in Taipei for 2 days. I meet one of my homies out there, famous. He was an old DJ and radio personality and rapper back in the day from Montreal via Scarborough. Anyhow, he's out there now. He's a DJ. He's doing big things. Link up with him. Haven't done like stupid shit in a while. I'm with him in another country. He's like, "Bro, we're smoking weed, fucking smoking hash. I got some Molly." I'm like, "Bro, man, I don't know." He's like, "Come on, we're in Taipei. We're in Kaohsiung. We're having fun, bro. Let's fucking do this." So I'm like, "Fucking yo, I guess we're doing it. Let's go." I brought these two dudes that I met. I did their podcast when I landed. I met them, did their podcast. Met them through some friends in Toronto. Said, "Yo, link with these guys. They're from Ottawa. They're in Taipei." Boom, that was fun. Brought them down to the party with Famous. We partied, had a great time. There's even more details there, but we'll leave that aside. It includes ass eating and all this shit, but I wasn't a part of it. But we had a great time. Came back home because Kaohsiung is like a 9-hour train ride at the bottom of the fucking island. So we went from up here, down here, going back up, pack up whatever I have, go to the airport, thinking I'm just going to the Philippines now. Check myself in. They're like, "Come with us." They take me to this back room. I see my bag open. I'm Tetris with my fucking packing. Everything is just like fit to a T. I'm OCD like that. When they opened it, I just saw everything like crumpled up, like, "You motherfuckers!" Like my Hirachis were all like bent up. I'm like, "You bitch ass dog!" Right? Fuck. And they're like, "What's in these pants?" And I looked at the pants, and I'm like, "There's nothing." I checked everything. Like I made sure I was thorough. And they're like, "No, what is in this pocket?" Our dog smelled something in this pocket, and they pointed at that little change pocket that you have above.
Fifth pocket,
right?
Man.
Yeah, that fifth pocket, right? So they made me go through it, and I put my finger in, and I feel some crumbs. I'm like, "Oh man!" I remember I broke off a piece of a blunt, a spliff that was too thick and too big, and I just put it in my pocket and rolled it later. But some fell out and shit. So
Jamaica shit,
right? You just have so much weed. You're just being reckless, just putting full bag, like handfuls of weed in your bare pocket, like whatever. I don't care. I'm in
yes,
fucking Jamaica.
Ross.
So I had crumblets in that pocket, and they made me like scrape it out, bro. There's lint, little bits of hair, like it was nothing, right? Then they start going like this, piling it together. I'm looking at like, "No, guys, you're not gonna do me for these crumbs, bro. This is not even a bowl. This is nothing. This is not one hit. This is 0.0012. Like, come on,
Damn.
you know, guys, don't do this to me. The dog's smelling the remnants of Jamaica. Like, chill."
Was there someone that could speak English in there?
Yeah, so there was one person that could speak English, not that good, but like enough to
Yeah,
pass.
yeah,
Like it was, but they could understand me fully. So they pull this bag, they put it in the bag, and they start weighing the bag.
Oh,
and I'm like, "Yo, tear that shit, bro! Like zero out that scale, fam. Like don't fluff my stats." And they're like, "No, net weight. I'm like, "Nah, yo, zero. Press that button. Come on, come on." So whatever, 0 point whatever. I'm like, so they start like
writing the forms out, and like, you are being charged with possession and trafficking. I'm like, trafficking? What am I trafficking? What is this? I'm not moving nothing. But here, what I made a mistake because I was like, guys, you don't do this to me. Like, I work within the marijuana industry back home. Like, this is what I do. Like, I cook marijuana food. I do marijuana dinners. I do marijuana parties. I work in a dispensary. I'm a medicinal marijuana patient. Don't do this, right? They took me saying I work with marijuana as, oh, he's a dealer. That part was lost in translation. So that's when they wrote, oh, trafficking. They thought I was confessing or some shit. I was like, I'm Pablo Escobar. I'm like, no, let me show you. So I showed them my papers. I'm like, no, I'm a medicinal marijuana patient. This is my Aurora paperwork. I showed them clips of my little weed cooking pilot. I'm like, look how much weed I'm playing with. Like, this is what I deal with. Look, I'm cooking it. I'm not, like, it's so normal where I'm from. It's legal. You have to understand. Like, this is not something you guys should be penalizing me for. Just let me go on my ways. Fine, kick me out of your country. Don't let me in. Don't penalize me for this.
Yeah.
And they were starting to understand, because after I'm showing all this, like, this evidence, they're like, yeah, you know, you're right. Like, we're sorry, but we already put you in the system, so, like, you got to go through it now. I was like, fuck, man. But then in that, I was like, as I was, like, kind of moping, I realized if they found out in the Philippines where Duterte was fucking killing people on the spot,
man.
I was like, yo, you saved me, Taiwan.
Holy shit.
Yo, if they found that little fucking crumblets in the Philippines, I'd be dead on the spot, on arrival.
For real.
Like, yo, thank you. Like, that's the silver lining, the blessing in disguise.
Damn.
And they went from, oh, you're in trouble, to, oh, you see, we saved you. And it just changed the whole dynamic of the room. You know, I started looking at their diagrams that they had on the wall with all the, like, they had different weed apparatuses on there. They had, like, bongs, they had dab rigs, they had pipes. And under bongs, they had a dab rig. And I remember, like, guys, no, this is totally different. This is a dab rig. This has to do with, like, concentrates. That's more so weed. This is, like, dabs and the small little... And I started explaining it to them, and they just sat down and started taking notes. I'm like, bro, they brought in more people. They're like, oh, hold on. They brought in more people from customs. They're like, listen, he has information. I'm like, yes, this is a dab rig, guys. And they started like, taking notes. I'm like, I can't believe, like, these guys are sitting here now as... Like, I don't know if I was dry snitching or something like that, but I also felt like, oh, I'm building friendships with these guys. Because to me, I was living the joke. I'm like, 1 minute, you're like, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Next minute, these guys are taking notes from me as I'm moving shit aside on their diagrams. Anyways, they bring me to the precinct, or they bring me to the prosecutor. And they're all deliberating in Mandarin. And finally, they ask me, you know, the one translator that they had for me didn't speak that good English. She was just the best person at the precinct at the time that could speak it. So she's like, do you have any final words? So I just give this heartfelt speech, like, yo, please understand, you know, this is legal in my country. This is my livelihood. I'm just trying to go see my ill father in the Philippines. Please just let me go on my ways. Find it in your heart to forgive me and understand. I'm a patient. I'm, you know, basically what I said to the guys earlier. So I look at the translator and I'm like, please relay that message. She looks at me. She's like, no. She looks at the prosecutor and she's like, things aren't sure. I'm like, bitch, that's like 3 words. I'm going to jail. No.
You gave like a 10-minute dissertation.
I'm like, what did you say? She said, like, he is sorry, Your Honor. I'm like, no, tell her everything, please. She's like, yeah, things aren't sure. I'm like, there's no way those 3 character words you just said summed up everything I just said in that heartfelt speech. Holy shit. Go to jail. But they ended up taking me. So they take me to this holding cell. Mind you, I'm wearing all my clothes, okay? And
Got all my
they
clothes.
let me hold my cell phone in the holding cell for some weird reason. And they're like, you want the Wi-Fi? I was like, yes. What? I'm on my cell phone in this holding cell, just FaceTiming with them. I'm like, yo, I'm in the bin, fam. But in my head, I'm going home. Like, they're just sending me home. Because they said, like, you'll probably get prosecuted. You probably have to do a couple of days in jail, but they're going to send you home.
right? So I'm like, whatever, I'm here. I'm going to serve my time, go home. Boom. Then they let in like 4 other inmates, and they come in all wearing orange shorts, white cut-up shirt, flip-flops. And I'm like, oh man, there's too many movies that I've watched that you know, jail movies and jail scenarios that I've seen to prepare me for this moment. So I'm like, state your claim. State your claim. Stand up. Let these motherfuckers know who's boss. So they all walk in. But I'm like, I'm in regular clothes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they're walking, and I have my cell phone. These guys are walking in all like cold and shit. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. They're like, I'm a boss.
Sit on the
Look at
floor.
me.
Sit on the
Right?
floor. You don't get bench. Sit
Right?
on the floor.
Yeah, there's the middle bench, and then there's like all the sidewall benches, and I was just lying down in the middle bench, just like looking on my phone. And when they opened the door, I just like sat up, kind of like, yeah, take a seat.
Look at the wall. Don't fucking look at me.
So eventually, they take the 5 of us. I'm still like kind of sad and mopey, right? So they take the 5 of us, and they start like, I'm supposed to, since I was the first one in that holding cell, I'm supposed to be the first one processed out.
Mm-hmm.
But because I was just like sitting like, whatever, fuck this shit. The first 4 guys come out, and they're like, hurry, sir, hurry, Norman, hurry. So I get up, just like walking all slow and shit, like a Scarborough kid walking through the mall, just like
Jeez.
super slow, dragging my
When
feet.
they walk into the court, when man's walking to the court,
You know?
it's all slow and shit.
Just walking all slow. They bring us to the jail, right? They bring us to the jail where they send like low-end criminals, and we're there getting signed in. First guy goes in. Once again, I'm the last guy out the trailer. The first guy goes in. They sign him in. Second guy goes in. They're just all getting processed, like taking 10, 15 minutes each process. Third guy goes in. Finally, there's just 2 of us left. Bro, they come up to us and like, do you guys have a place you can stay until your trial? I'm like,
Oh, shit.
what? Like, yeah, we ran out of space in the jail. Bro, I got free bail out of a technicality. They weren't allowed to they were at capacity, and they couldn't put any more people into the jail. So they're just like, yo, can you stay somewhere until your trial? It's like, yes.
You don't gotta tell me twice.
Can you pass me that next blunt, actually?
Yeah. On delivery.
That's fucking wild, bro.
He's
So you
fair.
had Wi-Fi in there,
So I had Wi-Fi.
and then where'd you go stay? after?
They let me go.
John said you were playing my tracks in there.
Bro,
Yeah,
You're
that
playing the
was
tracks
half-
in the bin?
That's what. No, I was. I wish I did. I wasn't
Oh, I was
playing no
about to
music
say.
in the bin. That would have been crazy. You guys got a letter? Somewhere. Anyhow, so see, this is still just the story of me going to jail, bro. This was a 7-month ordeal. So I had
you're there for 7 months.
Yeah, I had the presence of mind to record the officers one time, like at the end of the night when they were
Doing
processing
paperwork and
everybody,
shit,
right?
yeah.
So I was recording, and there was a point in time when they were arguing, because when they let me go, they processed me, did all the paperwork, and then they forgot to ask the person they were releasing me to. So one of the guys, remember I mentioned I did a podcast. So one of the guys on a podcast agreed to sign me off. They thought he was a Taiwanese citizen because of his name, Tony Chen, but he was this American, Mexican, Taiwanese kid, born in America, was in Taiwan for a bit, spoke perfect Taiwanese. So when they were speaking to him, they thought he was a Taiwanese citizen. But when they realized when he sent his ID that he was American, they were like, fuck! You could just see them freak out. They're like, no! Because they processed me already. They did all these things. They're only allowed to release me to a Taiwanese citizen. Because if I try to dip, that person takes onus, right? So it just creates a certain level of accountability and liability. So I have to stay there. I can't leave until my trial. So because that happened, they would have to do all this paperwork. It was 4 a.m. at this time. It was December 23rd. Christmas is coming. Then fucking New Year's. Then right after that, Chinese New Year's. Then after that, Dragon Boat Fest. Then Lantern Fest. There was all these statutory holidays within a month span from the end of December all the way into the beginning of February. That they're like, yo, bro, we were supposed to go home. They're arguing like, what the fuck? I just want to go home. It's Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this paperwork again. You know how long this is going to take? They're arguing. So eventually, mind you, I mentioned earlier I went to fucking rave with famous. We did Molly and all this shit. I had to do a piss test.
Oh.
So I'm like, I'm screwed. If there's anything that's gonna fuck me, it's the piss test. Okay. So, in this clerical fuck up, they said, I don't want to deal with this. Just send them off. We'll deal with this another time. Remember, stat holiday. They went off. Christmas, New Year's, Chinese
Almost
New
like
Year's.
a month. Like a.
Came back. Probably forgot about my shit. Basically, they lost my piss sample. They didn't know where my shit was.
Holy shit.
Who's saving Pete? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Do me a
who-
favor. Can you save that for me?
Right? That shit has to get processed, sent off, done. But like, in that moment, they're like, fuck all this. Send him off. We'll deal with this when we get back. It didn't get dealt with. And that's why, instead of getting processed, charged, and sent home, within that 2-week span, I was lost in legal limbo for 7 months, waiting to find out when am I going to see a trial, when am I going to get prosecuted. Like, can I deal with this? Can you guys send me home? They're like, no, until we figure this out, you're not allowed to leave. Don't leave till the trial's done. I'm like, when's the trial? Like, we don't know, but we'll figure it out and we'll get it to you. And that's how I was there for 7 months just doing fuckery.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
And there's 7 months of details within that.
You can't even go into.
That could be a whole nother show.
That's
Yeah, whole
literally.
nother
Bro,
show.
5-part show, right? We could talk about, my Tinder sexcapades. We could talk about going to more fucking raves and partying with famous because
Teaching English.
teaching.
Oh, yeah, you were teaching English, right?
You know,
during those times. Yeah.
tutoring, world-renowned Taiwanese renowned eye doctors and gay poets and gay erotic painters and pretending to be a gay Filipino man just to like help him understand the English of a gay Filipino man.
That's crazy.
He would have to speak with like an accent.
Yeah.
So you got saved because you were the last two, pretty
I was
much.
saved.
So you were saved by the Scarborough slow walk.
I was saved by the Scarborough.
Scarborough saved Norm.
Scarborough
Scarborough saved Norm.
Scarborough.
Yo, shout out Scarborough, man, for saving
Scarborough,
Norm,
man.
dog.
I told
Holy
y'all, thank
fuck.
y'all.
Yo,
If
and
you didn't walk Scarborough slow, you would have been in there.
Yo, if I was moving in that with that Scarborough, I was moving in a Scarborough minute. People speak about New York minutes being fast.
Damn.
Scarborough minute is slow as fuck.
And
You
then
heard it
yo,
first.
that's
You heard it
crazy,
first.
man. And
Yo, you don't know
in a
about no
Scarborough
Scarborough
minute.
soon come.
And yo,
Boom.
when I heard you're bumping OTC out there, I was
And-
tripping out
and
too.
that was the segue.
when I met this guy,
Perfect segue.
this what you brought up to me right away. Like, yo, I was bumping your shit in Taiwan. I'm like,
That was
oh,
my
what the
piece of
fuck?
home. That
I
was the
wild.
one thing that
I was
kept me
tripping
going.
still. I was like,
Psychology,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yo, hearing
Making progress like
Bro.
Kennedy Commons, man.
I'm making progress like Kennedy. Bro, hearing that shit just close to home, bro. Close to home back when Metro was a Dominion.
Jeez.
It wasn't Metro, it was
Yeah,
Dominion.
yeah.
Hold up.
That's a crazy
Right?
ass story though, man. Holy
But-
fuck.
Scarborough, I just remember riding the bikes out there. They have those Bixies, those like city bikes, and I was just playing that on blast. Just, whee! It just opens up. Whee! I'm about to. Look at a Scarborough.
Oh,
No,
man.
then there's that song. I was actually talking about this the other day. It was that song.
Wastemans.
Wasteman's came a bit later, but it was OTC. It was Anderson .Paak's Malibu album
Jeez.
and Childish Gambino's Awaken My Love and
Damn.
Daniel Caesar's Get You. It was literally those two songs and those two albums that was like on repeat the whole time through. So like same thing. I smell burnt toast. When I hear Scarborough, I could smell stinky tofu in Taiwanese street markets, bro.
That's crazy, the correlation.
I could see meat. I pictured meat on sticks being twisted and hit with flamethrowers.
Flamethrower. Oh my
Holy
god, you can smell
fuck,
tofu
man.
from blocks.
Yeah.
I'm talking. Oh my god.
Stinky tofu is one of the most horrendous smelling things.
No.
You know, it's up there with bagoong and patis.
Yo, what's the best patties, Norm?
Best
In
patties?
Scarborough.
In Scarborough.
Oh shit!
See, the craziest thing was the two things I was gonna say were all out of Scarborough, unfortunately.
What?
It was gonna say obviously Randy's, but that's
Yeah.
a given. But Islington Station beef patties get slept on.
Okay.
And I say the Islington Station beef patty because the traffic is so frequent that they're forced to have fresh patties at all times.
Yeah.
So you will never, like seldomly, almost maybe once, I've had a patty that sat a bit too long, but it wasn't even that bad in comparison to some of the patties that sit in other stations and
Yeah.
other restaurants. But the Islington Station beef patty during rush hour, woo! You know, it's that you know, it's that
You fuck with patty time? Yo, I was trying to tell these guys about patty time.
beside Conrad's.
Yeah.
It's good. And I'll tell you this. Those are another spot, though, where I feel timing is necessary. Don't go during a time when they're not pumping them out because you're probably going to catch a one that sat for a bit too long.
Word.
And I'm just so meticulous with
No, I feel you're a chef, you
with
know.
those
yeah.
with those details that
Sure.
you know, I will literally go at the right time just to ensure that I get the best patty possible. Otherwise, I'm gonna question the patty ability. And mind you, I'm not, you know, the best patty connoisseur. There's Jamaicans out there that have been eating, Jamaican patties since they're kids. But as Toronto, Scarborough mans, it's just one of those things. We eat so much of them, right? That we've gained a strong palate. And from going to Jamaica, having tasties to
Oh my God,
to,
juicy patty.
you know, juicies, fucking Trinidadian. When I'm in Trinidad, like anywhere in the West Indies, you'll have a Jamaican patty somewhere. But like Randy's and Islington are the two ones that I just
That's crazy.
continuously remember.
Yeah.
Best roti.
Best roti? Ooh, oh man, it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
Fuck. It's called Island Time. It was in Cliffcrest Plaza, just down the street off of Kingston Road, by this guy Chetty. Yo, Chetty.
Where did you stay in Trinidad
Chetty ranks.
most of the time?
Huh?
Where did you stay in Trinidad when you were there?
I was in Sport of Pain, not
Okay.
Port of Pain.
Port
Is it Sport of Pain? Port of Spain. I was for the first 3 years I was there. I was a live-in chef, so I was living in.
That's
Machel's
crazy,
penthouse.
bro.
And like, bro, the amount of fucking bodies I cooked for in the morning, like, it's crazy. Anyhow,
One man team?
yo, Machel would just bring, you know, Ting would walk downstairs as I'm cooking breakfast, like, do you have any drinks? Or, do you have any food? And come down naked and shit, like, nice. But no, I feel the best roti for me that's open right now is Mona's is nice.
I was gonna say, yeah, Chrissy. Shout out Chrissy Cookies. She took me to Mona's, and that might be.
Oh, you went that last week?
Mona's is no.
Oh,
I was gonna go. I should have actually, but then I went to Tropical Cafe,
Okay.
which is another. I don't know. That was my first time there.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoyed it thoroughly, but for sure, Mona's. I will have to agree with you. That might be.
Yeah.
Although we do-
Allie's roti we always eat because
I was gonna say we by default we live right by there.
Drupeties, I love their doubles, and
Doubles, for
sometimes
sure.
by default I'm just there, so I'm like, let me get a roti too. So theirs is good too, but Drupeties just all around top of top Trini food. Like the closest I've had to Trinidad. I'm sure there's more, and for those listening and watching or whatever, if you're Trinidadian and you know some better spots or some
Leave a
spots,
comment, man.
Yeah,
please
put us
in the
on.
comment.
Let us
'Cause
know.
I've become do you know what a sahina is?
What's that?
So they take dashin bush leaves, these like callaloo leaves. They flatten them out, and then they roll them up. These big ass leaves,
Yeah.
and then they dip it in chickpea batter, and then they chop slices or discs. They dip it in chickpea batter, deep fry that shit, and then they slice that in half and fill it like they would a double.
Damn.
And it's just like a
You made that too
next
before? You made
level
that too?
of-
Tamarind sauce.
Oh, tamarind sauce, freaking cucumber chutney, mango chutney, all that shit. It's so good, man. But if ever you get the chance to try a sahina,
Okay.
Game changer.
shit.
You been cooking still recently or what?
I cook baby food once a week.
Okay. Word.
Anybody need baby food? What's
Oh,
up?
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a whole bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
leftovers at the end, and the Filipino in me doesn't like to throw it out.
Mhm.
So if you have any kids, any babies, any toddlers, and you want baby food, holla at your boy. I
Okay,
have baby
okay.
food all day to give away. Organic, vegan baby food for your toddler, for your child.
Nice.
3 textures. Fragola, holler at me.
Jeez.
So, just to
That's
touch
it.
the cooking thing, how did you get into cooking, like, and wanting to be like a profession almost? Like, you went to George Brown, I believe you said?
It started with Boston Pizza.
Boston
Wow.
No, I'm
Pizza.
just joking. No.
Fuck Birdman!
Shit, mine started with fucking Moxie's, bro. Yo, shout out to Moxie's. When I was at Moxie's, Norm, bro,
Oh,
that shit
man.
was a different
It
vibe,
must have been
bro.
hard working with all them juvvies at the front. Man. There's
Yo.
so many cuties
Wait,
that work
Moxie's,
at
explain.
Moxie's.
Moxie's.
Moxie's is
man.
like,
Moxie's.
it's just,
no,
it's just
wait.
a franchise
You remember
restaurant, man, but
Moxie's?
it was
Yeah,
lit.
no, okay, hold up.
It was lit if you worked there.
Oh,
Like,
and they
when I
had the
was
hired
working.
guns in the front. Yeah. I already know. They got the first line of defense in the front. They got the fucking... Okay, go ahead, Norm, my bad.
No, it's just funny you say that because those are one of the spots where you knew, okay, these guys are fully profiling and, you know,
Oh,
or not-
okay.
or like, well, not, that's not the word maybe, but like finding specific prototypes to hire.
Yeah.
Hired guns. or
Hired
whatnot.
guns, put them in the front, watch the hunt.
Mhm.
Straight up. Guys
know
will
it's-
just come there, oh my God, she's in the front. I'm coming there right
Yeah.
now at the Rezos.
Yeah, Moxie's was live still. When I was there, shit, man.
No, I started working at like East Side Mario's, all these chain restaurants when I was in high school, and then because my mom was trying to like get me to go to school,
Mhm.
I was like, all right, fine.
You just did it for your mom, eh?
It's like, all right, I'll do something. What's something simple?
Mhm.
So I took the culinary management course at George Brown. Did that, and bro, I cheated my way through high school.
Mhm.
Well, and when I say cheated, like I wasn't sitting there copying papers. I just
Spark Notes. You know Spark? Oh, that's maybe my
I was good
generation.
with improv. So like when we would have to do a lot of like verbal presentations, I would go there with nothing written and just, you know, this is
Nice.
my pre-stand-up days. You know
I was
what
about to say, yeah, a little practice. This is the dojo.
And me and Richie Sosa went to school together, so like we were always partners, and we would just do our freestyle shit on you know, when we do presentations.
That's crazy.
People would hate us because we get high marks while doing nothing. We were just those guys, right? Fool around, but still find a way to pull it off.
Jeez.
So, where was I getting to with that? Oh yeah, so
Cooking.
I was like, let me get to cooking. Let me get to cooking at George Brown. And you know, I was thinking in my head because I was hustling a lot of weed at the time. I'm like, I know people in the restaurant industry smoke a lot of weed,
Of course.
and there's gonna be a lot of students and faculty, and you know, I was like, it'd be jokes if I could sell weed to the teachers. I know all these fucking all these cooks and chefs smoke weed, sniff coke, like. At least I could, you know, hook them up with some weed, maybe get some higher grades with some higher
real.
grades. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
Bars.
Yeah,
We're
bars,
actually in the
things,
studio. Let's
right,
turn on. I'm just playing.
So, yeah, that I did exactly that. I sold mad weed at school at the George Brown campus, and I would go there with this canister, and I remember I would have it, and I had my, and this is the time when nobody was smoking backwards.
Everyone's on what? Century Sams and shit?
People
or
were
Phillies?
still
Phillies?
Century Salmon and filling it. Right, because I went to George Brown in 2001, 2002.
Jeez.
The only other people smoking backwards was fucking Billy. Billy and a fucking, you know, Billy fucking, oh man, or as I know, Chuck. Not this Billy, but
Fender.
I don't think I met Billy.
Probably.
But I
maybe
seen
in
him. Probably
passing.
seen him. Yeah.
Black Tea
Shout
Mafia,
out,
what's up?
shout outs Billy.
Hmm.
Billy D Millions.
Yeah, so like people would always see me, the only Filipino guy at the time, aside from maybe Nico,
Jeez.
that had braids, you know. So I had these long cornrows. I had this big ass 2XL gray leather Davucci jacket, and my canister holding it like a football player running through the fucking blitz. You know what I'm saying? And I would just smoke weed in the bus shelter where people smoked, and skip class until I had to go and cook. I would go in and cook, but then I would just skip theory. So one time I went to theory class, and as everyone's leaving, same old Norm, Scarborough speed, last one to leave all the
In
time.
Scarborough,
I'm the guy that waits on the airplane for everybody to stand up and leave. and then I get up and go. You know, I'm not trying to stand up while everyone's
1,000.
standing waiting to walk
yeah.
on.
I'm the
It's
last
just
one
go. I'll be the last one out. So I was leaving the room one day, and my theory teacher comes up to me. He's like, "Come here, sir. Come here, son." I'm like, "What's up, sir? What's up, professor?" And he's like, "Listen, I don't ever want you coming into the class smelling like you smell ever again." I looked at him like, "Oh shit." Then he leans close to me. He goes, "Unless you bring me some." I was like, "Oh, yo!" He had to sound stern, right, in front of like whoever was there. "I don't ever want you coming in here smelling the way you smell in this class. You hear me?" Then just leans in. "Unless you bring me some." I was like, "You got it, chef." Bro, I come in. I drop him a half quarter. And he's like, "All right. See you next class." I was like,
That's funny, man.
"See ya, boss." I just go and sit back in the shelter and just smoke weed, waiting for people to come and be like, "Hey, man, can you score some of that?"
That's funny.
I'm literally, my calling card was the honeyberry backwood blunt. People like, "Yo, what is that smell, dude?" Yeah.
Yo, there's enough Filipinos with braids though back
Yeah.
then.
But this
From
was,
MT and
Back
shit.
then? No.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
back then for
And
no, for
MT,
sure.
like,
There
my
was a
older
point
cousin, a
in
lot of my
time-
older cousins had braids and shit.
So there was a point
Like, yo,
in
Chewy,
time.
Scruff, and them, yo, shut them out, you know?
Yo.
I want to just shut them out,
Who?
bro. Chewy, Scruff, all of them had braids and shit, you know? Even Mark, all of them had
Scruff.
braids. Enough.
It became,
And it's
once
coming back
again,
now. Enough
another
youngins are...
Scarborough rite of passage. If you grew up around the Iverson era, you were gonna have
Iverson
braids,
era, man.
right? So there was this one dude, shout out Fat Cat, Marlo,
Jeez.
okay, Asiatics, okay,
Yeah.
him and KG, this fat Samoan-looking Filipino cat that could also look black, you know. Just imagine John, but like fat and short. And then he would always have, but he had fucking the braids back in like '97. And I was like, "Yo, aren't you Filipino, bro? How do you have braids?" Like, it was, because I've never seen it. I'm like, I've seen that on black
anomaly.
people, but yo, you're Filipino, and you have braids, and you got a cool-ass lime green fucking Averex jacket, and some purple wallabies. Yo, who are you, bro? I wish,
Jeez.
you know, I only see shit like that on the magazines and on the music video. I want to be like you, bro.
That's
Young little
funny, man.
13-year-old Norm, 14-year-old Norm, hanging out with my older cousins.
I see Norm in that Averex. I mean, I see Manny in that Averex jacket
You know what I'm
recently.
saying?
Yeah.
Those jackets were the best. So I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna grow my hair. I'm gonna be the only Filipino guy outside of him to have them." So I started growing them. My hair long. I remember grade 10. What am I? Grade 10 is I'm 14 years old, turning 15, baby. So that's 83. That's 98. Okay, so 98. I started growing my hair. I'm almost there. I remember taking my school picture with some busted up hair. I'm like, I don't care. I'll go to the ugly phase. I was playing in FNAC at the time. Remember FNAC?
Where were you playing that? Winston Churchill?
No, this is when it was at RH King Academy.
Oh, damn.
That was the high school I went to.
That's where you
too.
went,
So
yeah,
I'm like,
RH
this is
King,
my
yeah.
home school, right? But mind you, like I said, I'm not good at basketball. I just like it. I like playing, but I'm not that good. And because I signed up so late, I was the guy that was thrown on into like the group of kids that got picked last, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and,
Unsung heroes.
Yeah.
right. So we were all shit. It was a group of just shitty bench warmers. We all sucked. We never won a game. We were terrible. So one day we were just sitting down watching other games, and it was like the I guess the age group under us, the Bantams or whatever. And my hair is like, bro, you know, I had hair like the kid from Good Burger. Okay? And I had the gap tooth smile. Everyone used to say, "Yo, you look like the Filipino Good Burger kid, man." I'm like, "Yo, it's Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?" So
you had the low.
I had the hair like up to the side. And I used to actually braid it sideways, right? Back
You had
in
the
day.
Loke dogs from
The
Men's
Loke Dogs.
Society.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm almost there to be able to like braid it backwards. And I see Nico. Okay, Nico comes out younger than me. He has a braid up. Like, no! Fucking the Filipino kid has braids before me. no, I wanted to be the first. I was so mad because I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
yo. So, bro, like a couple days later, on God, on my mama, one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done in my life, but I don't give a fuck. I went and got extensions, bro.
Oh man, that's crazy.
With the melted tips and everything, bro.
Oh man.
They added the extent because they tried braiding and they're like, no, it's too slippery. Your hair's too fine. No, it's too silky. It keeps on slipping. It's gonna look busted. I'm like, no, we gotta do it. I just saw Nico rocking them. I got to do it, man. Only people that saw him are the people at Fnac and whoever knows. I got to do it.
Man.
It's got to be another way. They're like, extensions? Extensions! Let's do it. So I went and got the extensions. They braided.
Yo, my fucking face is hurting, bro.
Holy
Yo, man.
shit. Shout out Nico though, by the way. Shout out Nico.
Look at Nico.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, he came to one or two runs, remember, with Les?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I remember, man. He's just so deceptively quick. It's just like, all right, let's see how good this. Just before I could even like, let's see how good this guy is. As he's coming down the court, I'm ready to guard him, and he crossed me out mid thought. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. There's a reason why he's a legend in these streets.
Lefties, right? Lefties?
Yeah, man.
Lefty.
But I still remember, even as a bantam, like he was wetting threes that game, just a little Ute. I'm like, who is this kid shooting threes? You know, and I was the kid that was doing like Sean Marion shots, like chest passes, you know?
Quick release. Quick release. Raptor shots. They used to call him the Raptor. 'Cause,
Right?
Like, he just let his shot
Yeah,
off
little
go from
T-Rex.
Yeah.
But Nico, just young kid. This is when he was like maybe 12 years old. So,
Jeez.
but yeah, that's a story about braids, man. Oh my God. Braids.
You had long hair, Jared.
Yeah. I had dreads too before, man. I actually had dreads still. Yeah.
So when did you grow the dreads? Young or when you were older?
This was in after high school still.
Oh, okay, right after
So
high
I was
school.
trying to find myself and shit, you know,
Okay,
after
okay.
high school. No,
So
for
you
real,
you
bro.
grew-
I didn't know.
You grew the dreads to help.
Yeah.
you?
No,
Oh,
I
man.
just, I don't know what happened. No, I just grew it, didn't comb it, nothing, and it was dreading up. And I'm like,
It was
fuck.
locking up. Yeah.
And there was a man I worked with at Moxie's, bro, Glenn. This white guy with dreads, bro. This white guy had dreads. I'm
It's
like,
always the
shit.
white guy that
Yeah.
influenced.
This
Yo,
guy,
man,
this
I could
guy
do it
has
too.
dreads, bro. It's a white, and he's from Port Perry, bro.
Oh,
And I'm
my
like,
God,
God damn.
that
But he's
sounds
like,
so fitting.
nah, he's just like he's like a free spirit kind of guy. You know, he's a cool guy still. But yeah, I'm like, fuck it.
It's
Let me try
either
to dread this
Portmore or
shit.
Port Perry. One of the two.
Port Perry. Gaza.
Yeah, man.
No,
Yeah, I
but
had
did you
dreads.
have
I
to
had
tease-
braids and shit.
So
too.
did you have to tease it and shit?
Yeah, I did all
And
that.
then, like,
Someone
and
did
then-
it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I always wanted to do it, but it came to a point where I was braiding my hair for like 7 years straight. and, like,
Yeah.
I receded an inch. So I
Word.
was like, I don't think I can
Nah.
handle it no more. You
That's
know?
funny, man. Yeah, I grew my hair twice, maybe.
Did you have to
perm?
perm it?
I never perm my hair. That's one thing I've never done. I've never permed my hair.
Yo,
And
you
low
gotta
key-
do it, bro.
Fuck,
You gotta
I don't
do
know.
it, bro.
You gotta do it at least once, man. Get that success perm.
Man, I don't know, man.
When an
I don't know,
Asian
man.
person reached a certain level of success in the 80s, 90s,
Yeah,
remember
it's
it?
a
Eddie
success
Wong.
perm. Yeah, Eddie Wong.
Only some
Shout out
mans
Eddie
can
Wong.
pull that off, though, man. You know. Yo, shout out to Teddy with the perm, though. Teddy has a nice perm.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Wait, that's not real.
I don't know.
Teddy got.
Oh shit, maybe. Oh, I gotta blow it
No,
out.
man. I rate it, but still.
Nah,
Man.
enough mans fucking have perms.
You
though.
see that Asian YouTube clip of like that Asian dude? He just has like regular creepy Asian man straight hair. Like, you know when an Asian guy sweats and he has that like bowl cut, but then it doesn't look like a bowl anymore because the sweat pulls them into these like little spiky bits. And it just-
Icicles, like
Yeah, these little hair icicles, so they spread apart. They don't look bowl cut no more. But they had this dude, his hair was like that and just straight down, and then they got the tiniest rods, bro. When
To
they
curl it up.
To curl it up. And then when they fucking pulled it out, bro, this guy had nappy hair. Okay? And then they faded him out, and then they even had that fucking
The curling
thing,
sponge. The
that
curling
spun, the
sponge.
curling
Curling sponge,
sponge.
yeah.
I'm like, no, they did not just to give this guy nappy hair.
That's
which
crazy. I seen
essentially
that
is just
video. I
studio
seen that
phone.
video.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've been looking at them, man. They got a hell of a lot of studio phones.
But then you go straight to the comments. I was like, oh my God, what
Yeah,
the comments gonna
roasted,
say? They're
bro.
like, oh,
Man's
this guy
getting
went from Bruce
roasted.
Lee to Bruce Lee Roy. You know, he went for, there's so many good ones, man. He's like,
It's fucking jokes, man.
he went. Man went from Jackie Chan to Chris Tucker in less than like whatever. So good.
Woo.
No, this is the
You
longest.
ever cut waves into your hair? Remember that phase?
I've never cut waves in my hair, but I've cut people. I've cut waves into people's hair.
Yeah.
You know,
What's the craziest cut you've ever been asked for? Like what
fucking like it was a Halloween day. A man asked for the fucking
design? shit?
Mr. T.
Okay, yeah.
So fucking ball everything here and leave all this, man. I want to be Mr. T.
The
for-
cul-de-sac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man. Kimbo.
Yeah, man.
Rest in
Kimbo
peace,
Slice.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. What's like the craziest reference? Like when someone walks in, like, "Hey, yo, man,
Let me get
yo,
a
barber, let me get the." You know?
Fuck, nowadays, man's just pull up their phone like, yo.
Yeah. Oh,
Let me
that's
get something like
okay,
this, you know?
So I've only cut in one shop. Shout out Casanova's in Tallahassee, Florida. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down.
Jeez.
And people used to come in and be like, "Yo, man, let me get that Steve Harvey."
Yeah, some man would say, yo, I want the Deron Williams. Give me what, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Or like, you know, there's
Some people used to come in.
references.
One guy used to come in. I swear to God, he's called him Tay Tay. He says, "Yo, Tay Tay coming in. Just clear your schedule because you know he's gonna talk you to fucking sleep." And he used to come in and be like, "Hey, man, I want that Juwan Howard, dog. Don't get me no. That's it. Just give me that Juwan Howard." And if you think about it, Juwan Howard's haircut has been pristine.
Yo, Jalen Rose, fam.
Ooh, the Jalen Rose.
Jalen
lineup?
Rose right
Jalen
now,
Rose.
man.
That's not
Oh,
real.
The whole
bro.
Fab Five.
Yeah, you're right.
Chris
you're right.
Webber's kept it tight. You
You're
know what
right.
I'm saying?
See,
Like, and
Webb,
they've all
even
kept
right
their
now.
hairlines. What is
Yeah,
up with
yeah,
that?
yeah.
There's a conspiracy about the Fab Five and their hairlines. I don't know about Jimmy King. I don't know where he's at.
That's funny,
I hope he's
man.
still alive. God bless the dead. I don't know. Hope I'm not bringing that up. But no, for real. People used to come in. Oh, the weirdest one I ever heard was, "Let me get that Jamie Foxx in Bait."
Jeez.
Have you ever seen Jamie Foxx's haircut in Bait? Oh
I
my
gotta
God.
see that again, man.
That is the most Beijing I've ever seen in my life used in one haircut. But I'll tell you what, it is nothing crispier than that. It's like a regular bald fade, well, like a little boozy on top, and then like chin strap beard.
Mhm.
But like, I'm talking precise. It looked like it was fucking DTG'd on it. You know what I'm saying? It looked like DTG on
Shit,
it, bro.
barber game's crazy right now, man. The barber game is wild.
No,
bro.
1000%. And I haven't like been in the game in a while to see where it's going now. Like,
Yeah.
I stopped cutting hair when we were still using cords. Now I just see like a bunch of cordless stuff, which is dope because I like to see the advancements, see what
Yeah,
kids are
yeah,
using
yeah.
with the new tools and shit. It's fucking outrageous. Like,
Oh, shit.
it's out of the box. But yo, shout out to all the barbers out there. Shout out to everybody just getting into it. I suggest you do it. You know, it saved my life. If my clippers could talk, that's what my next book is going to be called. It's just
That'd be a
crazy,
crazy
you know.
book.
Clippers take you everywhere.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like.
Shout out Royal Fade, shout out Throne, you know. Shout out Mad One. I know you guys go to Mad
Yeah,
One.
shout out Mad One,
You
the
know?
King, Don. Shout out Jay Barber.
Shout out all the old school ones too, you know. Connor as I started.
King's
man.
Landing.
How do you say
Shit.
La Section? How do you say La Section?
La Section.
Yeah, last section. Nick
Shout out them
Montreal,
boys. You know what I'm
shit,
saying? I don't know. I don't want to butcher them. You know, hopefully I'm not doing that. But yeah, King's Landing. You said King's Landing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
shit, man.
But yo, see, I gotta give props to the OGs, man, for real. With
Okay,
this
do that,
shit.
please, 'cause
You
I-
know, cause like yo, I remember seeing J Mac on the newspaper.
shout out Jay
Man
Man.
was on the
Oh.
Toronto Sun or Toronto Star or something, you know,
So-
with Cruz, Mike Cruz.
Shout out Mike Cruz.
And yo, shout out the
Okay.
girl barbers
Shout out
too.
all
My
the Cruzes.
cuz Andrea Block, you know.
So
Everyone doing their
here's
thing.
something crazy. So remember that Scarborough Fresh Fair I used to do at the
Yeah,
Town
yeah.
Center?
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to like do this thing called Battle of the Barbers.
Oh shit!
And I
Battle of
set
the
up
Barbers.
Battle of the Barbers.
Say word.
And I
Should do it. We
had,
should do it again.
bro, I had J Cruz, J Mac, Mad One, all these dope ass fucking barbers pull up, you know, do the best design,
yeah,
fastest
yeah.
fade, whatever. This is all happening at Town Center. So when I look back at like all the people that took part in this festival, that are all doing crazy things right now,
Mm-hmm.
this was when everybody was just like starting hungry, so they were doing whatever it takes, right? Les even had a booth at the one.
The
had
One,
at
shout out
One.
The One.
One. That
Right?
was
That's
that's
no, that's
OG,
Les,
bro.
That's
is-
Les.
That's Les. Les is the OG that ran the
Yeah.
one.
Yo, I used to see their stand at Town Center back in the day.
Big time.
And my cousins used to be on the team. They had a team with the jerseys had the One logo on it.
Well, I bet you it was the best team.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
31,
yeah, man.
31 and 10 like Russell.
But yeah, shout out all the barbers and shit. You know, all the ballers, man. Fuck all the politics, man. You know,
Yeah, man.
whoever I'm
Dead all that
missing.
shit.
if you you know, what do they say? You don't lose light from lighting another candle. You know what I mean? Like,
Just keep passing the torch.
yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's what it's about.
Fuck all the politics and all that shit, man.
I did a series in Taiwan called Haircuts.
Oh my God.
No way.
No. You haven't seen this?
I don't. Oh wait, maybe I have. It's old, right?
Yeah, it's
Taiwanese
It's on your
haircuts.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
seen
I
that for
just do
sure.
Taiwanese
Yeah, you're
haircuts,
walking around and just yeah.
So people be like, "Yo, Norm, how are you getting so close to their face in their grill, right? How are you getting like?" Because I'm literally like they're walking by and I'm
Yeah.
"What in the Mandarin Morpheus? You know? What in the Taiwanese toadstool?" Like just saying the most random shit, right?
That's fuck.
What
man.
in the Lake Tonawanda is going? Anyhow, I would be holding the camera, like, and previously as I'm recording, before I actually press record, I'd be like, "Hey guys, I'm here in Taiwan," and pretending like I'm taking a selfie. So when people actually look at me and look at the camera, they're kind of looking at me taking a selfie of myself. Like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Really, that's just to mask the fact that I'm filming you. So it looks like I'm like putting my hand behind me, going like, "What in the Mandarin Morpheus?" But I'm like following their face, right? So imagine I'm like looking at you, but like I'm directing this right at you, and I'm like I got my hand behind me like this, so it looks like I'm shooting a selfie. So it really looks like I'm getting the best angle on you, and people are like, "Yo, why is it so close to my face?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's just taking a selfie. He's so excited. Let him be," you know. But I'm like,
man.
"What in the Jay-Z Fade to Black?" Oh, wow. Holy
fucked up, man.
drunken Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
No, honestly, I would wait for you to do those, bro. And it would just be a thing where, like, obviously,
real,
like,
man.
it would just feel like you were still home. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And yo, if you guys don't know Norm's content, man, you gotta go check that out, man. It's
No, for sure,
some
1000%.
funny shit, man.
What's your at Big Norm
At
Show?
Big Norm Show.
Yeah. Yo, I'm waiting for a video with you and the next comedians, bro, like Nima and Teddy and shit. Like I want to see one of those type of skits with you in it, you know?
I haven't done enough video skits. I only do like stand up.
Yeah, I know.
But Nima's a hilarious
Yo,
stand up
he's funny,
comedian.
man. He's funny.
And Teddy is like the next. Honestly, like
Yeah,
remember,
yeah.
I don't know if you knew this. I was on the Much Music VJ search back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
2006. You know, humble brag. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I did a lot of things, but the VJ search though. Yo, that's when I had the perm. I had long curly hair. Fucking, I had a
Jeez.
paperboy hat. I stopped braiding my hair because I was like, yo, they're not ready for me with braids on this music. I'm not going to win if they see me with braids. So I let it all out, curly haired out, looking like fucking Sideshow Bob. And then, yeah, whatever. I did the reality show. They put us in a penthouse. It was kind of like Real World.
Like Big
almost.
Brother type
Yeah.
shit? Or,
Yeah.
fuck.
And then they kicked
But
me
early
off.
times.
Yeah, early before reality TV shows were like, there was no Jersey Shore at the time yet. Like this was still early.
Yeah.
So to see Tettles win, I was like, yeah, son, you go, boy,
Word.
you go, young god. I had to show love to the young OG, the new kid. What do you call them? YGs?
Yeah.
The YG.
Yeah, I gotta, man, that was like whole new vernacular when I got here. I was like, okay, no, y'all gotta game me up. What the hell y'all saying? So many damn abbreviations.
Yeah, I was so excited when I told John, like, yo, whenever you come to Toronto, bro, get ready, man, because I know you'll understand us enough because you're around enough West Indians in Miami.
Word.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So the twang will sound different, but it'll still be familiar.
Yeah,
I know, and you're from Toronto originally, so when you come back, it'll be like weirdly riding a bike, where you'll still get it, even because you'll understand the essence of it, right?
No, for sure.
You were here for 9 years growing up, in Scarborough. Right?
Yeah, no, pretty much. No, here's the one thing I do remember is my whole block was just West Indian. Like
Yeah.
that's one thing for sure. I remember opening my door and you could just smell the food, and it smelled so good. Like it was just a mixture of everything. Like, and then obviously the sinigang would just overpower shit like right in front of your front doorstep. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandma would just kick the door open and shit would be blasting through the cold crib.
Jeez.
But that's the one thing about like that's why I love just growing up, because immediately I was immersed in the multicultural system. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
That's crazy.
I wasn't blind to the fact that like white kids hanging out with black kids, you know, that type of shit. That shit was going on. Motherfucker was still racist as fuck, but
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
it was going on.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You know?
You're the only Filipino family in that whole block.
One of the I think there was
crazy.
another one that was like down the block, but they were never there. There was like it was like a house purchase, but then
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, you know, they had money, I guess. I don't
Word,
know. I never really saw them. And then actually, you know what? I think I had cousins at the top that I would break dance with. Breakdancing, you know, Filipino ass shit. You know what I'm saying?
real,
The
man.
best breakdancers in the world. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Motherfucker, Jabberwocky.
Yeah.
For real. Yo,
Yeah,
shout out
man.
my boy Il's doing his breakdancing thing too and out overseas too.
Killing
I think
it?
he's
Okay,
in
shout
fucking
out Il's.
Japan or whatever, wherever he's at, Amsterdam and all them.
I will
places.
say this though. You know what fucked me? Okay, all three of us. You danced before? I mean,
Nah, I never danced. no.
Never. Oh shit! By Filipino rite of passage, you did.
I could
I feel
dance.
like-
I think I could dance, but I
Bro,
wouldn't
you
go
I
can.
dance.
see the way you do your pull-ups and shit, bro. I know 100%. You could drop some ill power.
Yeah, I
moves,
wanted to
man.
bring that
Some
up too with the
flares.
pull-ups, man.
Some-
Yo,
Bro, the flares into the 1990s, bro. I feel like you got the hands ready for it. Man. You already got those little bumps that callus up from all the bars.
calisthenics.
Those are perfect little pads for when you do those 1990s spins, bro.
Or turtles.
Holy shit,
Yo,
man.
your upper body strength is fucking crazy, bro.
Fuck, I've been slacking on that recently, but yo,
Like,
that's something everyone should get on, man. Everybody
Calisthenics.
should get on.
you know
that,
somebody's strong when you make that shit look easy.
man.
Yo.
yeah, yeah,
You're just
yeah.
going like this, like, who's there? Ooh, hello.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
something I used to
coming
do
back
heavy
down.
with my bro, you know, Body by Chosen, man. Shout out Body by Chosen.
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to do the pull-ups with them. Shout out Matt Delvino, all them with the videos. But yo, yeah, everyone should get just health is wealth, you know what they say.
No, 1000%. I realized I couldn't I could go into the gym and I'll fucking outrack anybody. I'll
Yeah,
bench
yeah,
press
yeah.
a fucking Buick. It doesn't matter. But then when I get to the calisthenics, that's something different. I realized I
Alright.
couldn't even do like 2 pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even do 3 chin-ups. You know what I'm saying? And then, but yet I could literally push a Buick. You know, like
Yeah, yeah.
it's different.
Different strength.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But you have to match it somehow. You got to make a marriage somewhere.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure,
Like
for
I got
sure.
to find a way to. I had to find a way to mesh it. But then, obviously, with all this other bullshit happening, we weren't allowed to work out inside and bullshit like that happening.
Yeah,
so it was like,
yeah,
boom, here's your present, motherfucker. You can work out outside all you want now. You ain't got no fucking choice.
For real, man.
But then, yeah, it taught me different things about myself, like how to get into it, how to meditate towards it, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how sacred it could be for you or how spiritual it could be for you, and all that shit. You know,
Word.
But yeah, no, it was just a different, different space in my mind that I had to like clear out because I didn't know I had it there, and then like to get focused into calisthenics, it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, man.
Because when I would see you do it, I'm like, damn, I want to do it like that too.
Bartenders too, man, from New York. You know the bartenders.
bartenders,
That's
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
who really got us into it.
No, sure, one
Those
percent.
guys, you know.
Those guys are
Oh,
crazy.
For a second, I started picturing Tom Cruise just. What about bartending? That's a sick name. Bartenders. Okay, cool.
Shit.
No, I don't sound so vain and pussy, but like, bro, there was a point in time when my hands working in the kitchen were so like busted from just working in the kitchen,
Yeah,
being
all
in a
like
dish
getting
pit,
burned,
getting
cutting
burned,
yourself
and I had
sometimes.
bad hands. I was just like, yo, if I work out too much too, like I'm gonna have the calluses too. I'll never finger a woman. Like my hands will be so busted. Like, And I remember there was a point in time when I was trying to work out. I was doing Muay Thai. I was cooking. And I was like, damn, my hands are so mash up, man. But over time, I was like, nah, whatever.
I've always been,
Character.
I've always
Shows a
been
man.
told and shown like, you know, you've never seen hands until you met a roofer.
Oh.
I knew a guy. It's a real story. So I used to go to these tailgates, you know, type things. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the American culture shit.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you go to tailgate joints. Sometimes you don't even go in the game. You just
Mm-hmm.
tailgate. But we were out there, and one tailgate guy had everything, fucking the works, beer tubs. They're playing cornhole, all this jive. And next thing you know, oh, how do we flip the burgers? How do we, you know, like.
Yeah.
No one had. They were trying to get beer cans and like make some sort of device, you know, some makeshift shit, like looking like a half jail shank.
Word.
Literally, the guy walks up. He's like, "Ah, no worries," and he starts flipping the fucking hot dogs with his hands, the hamburgers. I mean, grease on the.
Yeah.
It's.
I'm sure you were doing that too in the kitchen, just
quick
No?
time.
Certain things, but
But-
like grabbing bread out the
Still.
oven or whatever. Like,
Oh yeah, like no, for sure. Like it
Hot
just
potato
takes time.
shit.
yeah,
it just takes time.
yeah, for sure.
Plus, you learn, you know, smokers too. You know, we throw blunts. Gotta
But I'm
juggle
sure this
shit.
shit's so hot on the roof that like when you're grabbing these asphalt fucking pads or whatever they are, just grabbing them with your hands.
Bro, this
like-
guy, I go, yo, are you grabbing that with your hands? He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm a roofer, man. Goes, meet any roofer, you know what I'm saying? Like they could do barbecue with their hands. Any
That's
roofer.
crazy.
I was like, no way. That can't be the only thing, you know?
It's nuts.
But he literally turned his hands over, and I mean, I'm talking like, yo, looks like the inside of Thanos' joint.
Yeah, for real.
You don't want to get hit with that for sure. But he was literally flipping hamburgers, hot dogs with his hands, and I'm like, okay, I don't know. That's not something I aspire to do. But one thing I do know is, yeah, you haven't seen hands till you've met a roofer.
Yeah.
For real.
Straight up, or a boxer, you know, like you could definitely. That one time when we met Lennox Lewis, holy shit, this guy shook my hand, my forearm, like his hand was on my forearm when he came to shake my hand. Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, God damn, and his reach was unreal.
Lennox, damn.
Shout out Lennox Lewis,
That's wild, man.
champ.
Yeah, I was thinking. So because you're a '90s kid, your Scarborough was a bit different from my Scarborough.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you were experiencing it, I had already left.
Yeah.
I actually moved to Parkdale. It was the first place I moved outside of.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people think you're from downtown, bro.
Yeah.
Like my age people.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh yeah, no, I'm the Queen Street guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, the fuck, nah, he's a Scarborough guy.
Yeah. I haven't
But the
been
OGs,
home.
the older mans, they're like,
Yeah.
Norm, yeah, it's a Scarborough guy. But yeah, no,
Yeah, I know it's different since I left.
Yeah.
100%. There's no way it could be exactly the same.
and also you were more south,
Yeah, I was South
so
Scarborough.
it's different.
You know, I was the Bluffers Park.
Mhm.
This is my ends. Like where.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like I was close to the Bluffs, Markham and Eglinton, but I do remember like one thing, one pocket of Scarborough that I found myself in, was the racing community, like
Mhm.
Suit upon the Civics, all that shit. But what was I trying to get to? Oh yeah, even before that. So when I was singing in that R&B boy band,
Yeah.
right, Kamikaze.
Mm-hmm.
They were all older. They were all like 19, 20, 21. I'm in their young 14-year-old,
Yeah, yeah.
grade 9, you know, young Chef Shaolin. The
Mhm.
only reason I jumped in was because they showed me I can get girls with it.
Word.
And I was like, no, I don't want to sing in this group. I only sing in church. I want to be the rapper. Let me like rap. Let me spit bars.
Yeah, yeah,
Let
yeah.
you guys sing. They're
Mhm.
like, nah, man, we heard you. You just told us how to harmonize properly. There's no. We were at a practice. I heard them fucking up the sounds. I'm like, no, this note goes here. Huh, you're here, huh? And I just basically conducted them for a second. They're like,
Yeah.
bro, why are you rapping? You're singing with us. You know how to. I'm like, nah, only for church and God.
Word.
And then they're just like, okay. Threw me at Scarborough Town Center. They threw me in front of this girl, and they're like, yeah, now he's gonna sing for you. And I was like, yo.
Because you
And I
want to be
just-
a hard
you know,
boy, hard
yeah.
body.
So I was like, fuck. So I just closed my eyes and sang Usher's Bedtime.
Jeez.
You know, I opened my eyes and her hand was over her face. And she's like, oh my God. Can you sing on my pager greeting? And I was like, yes. Yes, I got you. So,
For those that don't know what a pager greeting is.
yeah, right? This is when pager greetings are a thing. So I'd be like, yo, press star to skip this greeting. Give me one good
Damn,
reason. And just
bro.
start singing.
That's funny, man.
So that's how I chop girls. That's how I lost my virginity. Like,
Jeez.
but the point of all this was, while in Kamikaze, as the young guy hanging out with these older cats, they would always speak on these older dudes that they were hanging around. And one of them was this dude named Ninja.
Oh, man.
There's this dude named motherfucking Ninja.
Oh,
Okay?
man.
And I have a cousin named Armand, right? And then when they're like, Armando,
Oh, my gosh, bro.
right? And I'm like, Armando, Ninja. Holy cool. This guy sounds cool as shit.
Yeah, man.
I already have a cool cousin named Armand, but you got an Armando, and his nickname is Ninja. Like, why do they call him that? Because he rides a Ninja.
Yeah, man.
I was like,
Damn.
no way. He's got a Kawasaki. I'm 14. I'm like, yo, this guy's got to be cool as shit.
For
And they're
real,
like,
man.
yeah, and I'll fuck you up if you mess with him.
Yeah, man.
Like,
R.I.P.
shout.
Armando, dog.
And when I found out that's one of your OGs,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, the legend of Armando
For
continues.
real, for real. He was at every show. Every show I threw, he was there. With all the mans, like,
With young
you know,
Savaducci.
with Savaduch, all of them.
Yo, Savaduch.
That was a crazy time, bro. But yeah, man, Armando, man. That's the OG, man. You know, he was a guy to ride for everybody, man.
Yeah.
And if he knew you, he's protecting you. Like if you know,
Yeah.
his little bro, he's protecting you, you know? There's a lot I can't say.
I didn't know much about Scarborough street legends and Filipino ones at that. Like I knew of them to hear the stories, but like seldom did I hear about a Filipino one.
Yeah, man.
And they're like, yo, no.
Man, one thing I can
Ruled
say, man, he
by
wanted
bottom.
everybody to do good, man. He wanted good for everybody, you know? That's one thing I could say, man. And however he could help, he'll help. You know what I mean?
I just know he was one of those older cats that I
He's
didn't know,
scrapping.
and I didn't know to talk, like whenever he'd be in the room, I'd be all like, "Oh, that's the guy." Street legend.
Yeah.
But you hear about those guys in like movies and shit. You know, you certain street legends that you read about in the Source magazine or rappers talk about.
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
like
for sure,
guys
man.
that live it. You know,
No,
Yeah,
1000%.
when I hear that name,
That's
like,
the
and
only
haven't
video I
heard-
got out.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of his name. Like I didn't hear his name for such a long time. So when I dived into your music and then started following your shit and hearing the references you drop, I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Now my love for this kid is even more because now you're tapping into my young nostalgia.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
I vicariously live my Scarborough life through guys like you,
Oh, man.
Billis, the guys that are
Oh,
actually still
man.
in Scarborough. You know,
That means a lot, bro. It's crazy.
I feel ashamed to say sometimes I don't know if I can move back to Scarborough.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to
But
move
I
out of here, man.
love
Don't worry.
Scarborough to death.
Yeah.
In the same way, like I might have to go out to Boca, start slanging. Church out, you know what I mean? Like,
That's my yo. That line.
Man.
That's how you, bro. When you said Boca, I was like, no, man. Is this guy from Florida or what? Because it fucked me up.
I just had a little shorty.
No.
Little shorty from there.
Trust.
But she's doing big too, man. Shout out to you, Boca. You could find her on Instagram, all that, doing her thing. If you guys want to check that out. But yeah, man, that's my only video out on YouTube right now is about Armando, man. And that's the thing why I'm kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Because a lot of people are just pressing me to do shit.
Mando.
Mando. Yeah, Mando.
Oh.
Yeah, man. You know?
Now it makes more sense.
Yeah, man. Let me tell
Mando,
you,
you're
man. I'm
speaking
down to
of-
help everybody with the music shit, man, but I'm not trying to be on camera like that for that, in that way.
No, okay. No,
But I'm gonna
trust.
do it. If mans want me to do shit, holler at me, I'll do whatever to help put mans on and
Well,
shit.
like I was saying, man. You're even like the videos you show you in the car, just singing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
trumps a lot of whatever's out right now. You know, like,
Yeah, respect.
and I be around. Like I said, I be around a lot of people that have great talent, and I be around a lot of people that are shit, absolute shit
Yeah, I just like being a light for my people, around me.
for sure,
Because whoever knows my shit, it hits them for real.
bro.
But yeah, man.
But we live in an era where you can make music and you don't have to
Yeah, you don't have to
push it
for
out.
Sure, for sure.
like that. You could do it. Like music has become so accessible to people, and like you don't have to spend all this money. You don't have to go to this crazy elaborate studio anymore. You don't have to
Word.
hire technicians and all. You can literally do this on your own, like you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
a lot of your shit on your own, and like, obviously you have Bill sometimes around. You have whoever, but we come to a point in our generation where like everything is so accessible that why not? do
Yeah,
it?
for sure.
Before
And I'm
you
gonna
had a
keep doing
reason,
it like that.
right?
I'm not saying like,
Well,
yeah,
obviously, like you find your comfort zone.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
art
yeah.
is something that should only be done with the right intention. And
Exactly.
if
bro.
you're doing it
Exactly.
just because people expect it of you, because you've released something that now they're like, oh, you should do. The amount of times people say, yo, you're good at this, you should be that.
Word.
Like you just know me for like yeah. When someone's like, "Oh, you're a great drawer. You should go. You should be a cartoon. You should work for Marvel, bro." I get same thing as a Filipino
Yeah,
parent.
yeah.
Like, oh, you should become a producer.
Yeah.
You did the
see,
the
except-
show.
except it's
become an
not-
actor.
Oh yeah,
You
word.
could be an artist.
Mhm.
Whatever it may be, but it's like you don't find I'm nice at a little something, but it really comes down to if you're passionate about it, if you enjoy doing it,
Mhm.
and if you not even like believe in yourself, but like believe in the fact that if you do it, it'll make you happy. Because some people are just like doing it just because they think that's what's expected of them, or just because they have that talent, they should utilize it. But sometimes you can utilize your talent without having to turn it into a business venture. You know what I mean?
Word.
You could still. There's fucking karaoke for those people. You know.
Word.
You can go and sing in like I love singing. But same deal. I'm like, I'm not gonna release a project, and if I do, I'll only release it because the people that have asked for it from me.
Yeah.
I've been asking. I'm like, fine, this is for you. Maybe this is for me too. But I don't care to push it and put the pressure.
Man.
Of
See
pushing
what?
out
Yeah.
projects.
What I realized, I don't care.
Yeah.
I learned to not care about like. Don't become attached to things, you know, and don't
Yeah.
expect shit from things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I've been learning. That's what I learned, and I'm still learning about like a lot of shit, you know.
No, for sure.
But like,
Watch when us three do our Filipino amigos, you know, collab.
yeah,
and fucking-
word. We should, man.
We could
should.
do do shit.
On some brass monk shit.
Oh, don't
Jeez.
talk about, bruh.
Jeez.
Yo, shout out Clip. Shout out Rain.
Yeah, man.
Shout out fucking S Rock. Shout out. Oh man, I'm terrible. I always forget the other guy that left and was replaced with King Rain. Rest in peace. But yo, Clip was the first Filipino MC I seen on television.
Wow,
You know what I'm saying?
that's crazy.
Big Brass Monk.
That's
There's
crazy.
have you ever heard of them? They're like a Toronto crew.
I've heard them in reference.
Shout outs to Agile too.
Agile, he was the DJ. That's
Jeez.
right, DJ Agile. But
I've heard them in past. Like people have spoken highly. You know?
yeah,
You'll fuck with the track still, big.
No, for sure. I mean, there's so
probably
Brass
heard
Monk
it.
would get big,
You
and
probably
you know
heard
we
it.
get hot. Yo, they were sponsored by LRG. like,
Jeez.
Oh, big
they
time.
were at the time it was like, yo, these guys are ill.
Yo, when LRG dropped.
And I mean, people would unfortunately throw them in the same category as like a Jurassic 5 or you know that. And I hated that because I'm like, nah, these guys are cool still. They ain't corny. They're cool. But then they were fun with it, and they would do like the back and forth, give and go,
Yeah.
like where they would finish each other's lyrics and lines. You know, when DJs would do like the triangular spins and like they
So-
would spin for each other. They would do that with each other, but with raps, they were sick.
So OG of mine always told me, he goes, there's two shows. There's hip hop shows and there's Jurassic 5 shows. And you know what? It's
Burn it,
great. I don't mind like
burn
the
it.
message and shit like that, but it's like for real. It's just like up a hat with the boat with the gu-" and then they go
Hip to the hop, ba 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 doo, a dip ba ba dip beep ba ba doo ba da.
I was like, damn, man. I don't know if I'm having a seizure or listening to rap right now. Like, I'm all over the place. But, I mean,
Yo.
shout out to Jurassic 5 though. You know, there needed to
Yeah.
be that style there.
That was
you know,
necessary.
for sure.
There had, like white people needed an entry somewhere. You know, they couldn't go straight to Mob Deep.
Can't be all juggalos. You know what I'm saying? We need Jurassic 5.
For real.
You know, we need those types of rappers and groups of that nature.
And some people would look at the Manifesto Festival as that in the beginning, where it's just like backpacker or street level, like conscious hip hop.
Yeah.
But yo, I remember that was an era where I was like confused fashion wise, where I was like super baggy from Scarborough wearing double XL. Now I'm hanging downtown with these other cats where they approach hip hop differently, more like I don't know how to explain it, but my cousins were making fun of me the other day. We're like, yo, they used to look up to me too. Like, Norm, you're so cool. But then there was this one era where you just started to dress up like Michael Jordan's dad. Like you're wearing these loafers with like folded up, you know, jean cuffs, you know, paperboy hats and members only jackets. Like, you still listen to hip hop, but like it was just you're wearing wooden beads and shit. Like
It's funny.
just
man.
like Michael Jordan's dad.
Holy fuck, man.
But okay, I brought up Scarborough earlier
Yeah.
and Armando, but because I really wanted to know like what was your Scarborough experience, because I know it changed as I left out. Like what did an average Scarborough youth at 16, 17, 18 do like
Man,
during your era? Because that's in the 2000s.
yeah, like 2000,
2000,
2004 to like 2008, I was in high school.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I was cutting hair, bro.
Cutting hair.
I was cutting hair. I
In
was
high
playing
school?
ball. Yeah, in high school.
Go
I
to
was cutting
Scarborough
hair.
Town Center to chill.
What
What school did you go to?
I went to Lieberman.
You was at
At Brimley and
Lieberman,
Finch.
man.
And that's where we do pull-ups too, in Brimley Forest, you know. A
Okay.
bunch of us were out there, and a bunch of us that were out there are not here anymore, you know. So one of those, like, shout out Daryl, or RIP Daryl. He was in the force with us working out. He was doing boxing in LA and all that. But yeah, man, I was cutting hair and playing ball, man. And then our hall monitor, Mr. Romany, got me into Conrad's because he was working there part-time.
Okay.
And then, but I'd be around all the shits, you know, like, mans are getting into scraps. There's different crews and shit.
Yeah,
There's enough politics with the hoods and shit like that.
Well, let's be honest. Being a barber and basketball, that's pretty much like.
Yeah, and like, yo,
It's
like.
the combo.
Okay,
Yeah,
what I
like-
was saying from the last one that I didn't get to like elaborate on was like, the goons back then, bro, went to school, so shit would pop off at school. You know, mans are getting fucking stabbed and, you know, shit
That's
like
a
that.
crazy statement.
No, for
The
real.
goons went to school. That's
But yo,
so
now-
real. Because now they just don't go to school. Like,
Now
fuck
they
school.
don't
I'm
go
not
to
shutting
school,
up.
man.
Why am I
And
coming to
plus, this
school?
COVID shit changed everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's good that this happened because it's kind of making everything better. That, from what I see, you know? Like, you don't want it. I don't want it to be like how it was before.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, growing up there, like, fuck. It depends on where you were at, man.
Yeah.
It depends on where you were at and what you were doing. But it was
Did-
fun, and there was a lot of scary moments, I'll tell you that, man, that that no one knows about me still. Like, not even my parents, like, you know, brother-in-law, all that. Because sometimes people look at me away, especially in my fam, like, they don't know.
Mm.
They don't really know what
Yeah.
what
No, for sure.
what I've been through, but I'm not even trying to play the victim because everyone goes through shit, and all these emotions are the same. If you're angry, you're angry. It doesn't matter what happened to you. You know what I'm saying? Norm went to jail, whatever, in Taiwan,
Yeah.
but he's not like fucking beating himself down for it, like playing the victim role, like, yo, I was fucking in jail, like, you know, like,
Yeah.
everybody deals with shit, so people need to just have more fucking sympathy and understanding about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But yeah, it's all the same shit. Like, it's just like, fuck. I just learned to look at other I just got different information and took it in differently than other people. You know? And I'm not even trying to big myself up or make it seem like
No, it happens like
I'm
that.
better or whatever. But
No,
like,
but yeah, you can get caught up easily out here.
yeah.
Like, it's a world within its own world, and
For
people
sure,
don't
man,
know
for
until
sure.
unless you grew up here, you don't truly get it. But when I left, I was like, holy shit, I was really in a bubble.
Yeah, man.
You
And
know?
there's a lot of adversity in that bubble, bro.
That's exactly it.
And it's
Like,
such simple fixes.
and
There's
it's things that you
simple
pull yourself
fixes.
into naturally because your surroundings are in it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You naturally put yourself into it also because these
For
are
sure.
the people you ride with, and then you realize when you pull yourself out of it, like, why was I so invested? Why was
man.
it such a like? You just needed to pull away from it to understand, like, oh no, there's other options. You just
For sure, man.
you don't need to honor whatever code this may be.
And that goes for your parents or your boys
It
or
goes for
anything.
life,
Like,
or
it goes for
anything,
everything.
like-
Your coworkers, you know, you can't let these people
Dictate.
make you think different
Yeah.
of what works for you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times, these people are just like expressing their own like insecurities about themselves to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
No,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Real shit. No.
That's exactly what's going on. You know, like they don't know how to express it, and they just more or less, I don't want to say dump it on you or use you as a punching bag, but sometimes it sucks being a strong person because you're normally the one that gets, you know, put in a situation where like that's happening.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You know, you're just sitting in a situation like, damn, well, I just asked if you wanted coffee.
Yeah.
For real. But now I know your hairdresser ain't shit. Your mama ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you about
Fuck.
to tell me all this
And
shit.
it's crazy how you brought that up because I was thinking like, how can we close the podcast with something strong?
Well,
And I'm like, yeah, that's what I wanted to get into, even with the parents and shit like that. Like when John asked how was it growing up in Scarborough, like even outside, like it's crazy I'm saying this, outside of like the Scarborough shit and more into like your household, like, you know, like how was your mom or parents to you growing up? You know what I mean? Like they like immigrant parents expect something
1000%.
that like fuck, you know, you can't really expect that, whatever you're expecting. Like, you're coming here, I understand, it's crazy, you left the country that's like there's nothing there, it's just poverty, and you came here with nothing and you built something, right?
Something.
You got a
From the
crib or
ground,
you got
yeah.
you got a job and you worked hard and shit, and that's crazy. Like, that's not gonna get overlooked and shit, you know. But at the same time, you gotta adapt to like time. You have to adapt to like things are changing. Like, it's okay to not go to school, you know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids are pressed to just go to school because of their parents.
Yeah.
Like with you said with the culinary stuff, you just went to school to do it for your mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Or what's the societal norm?
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It shouldn't be
quote,
like that, man. Like if you want to do comedy, bro, and if you're killing it in comedy, making the same change you would if you were working in the kitchen or whatever you took in school, and it makes you happier. And even if it's paying a little less, you're still happier than like being stuck at a place you don't want to be at. You know what I mean?
Just everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know, like that Instagram. You know, like shit's thrown in your face every day to just keep competing. You know, like,
Man, and that's what throws me off with the music shit too, man. Like the Instagram stuff, the politics stuff. And it's like, that's why I changed my account to private and only have people that know me follow me. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy out here. Like, and especially right now, people that don't know how to act and think right now sometimes, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different times. You know, I mean, going back to like, I guess like, as far as culturally Filipino expectations and things of that nature, I mean, like, growing up, my parents were always gonna be like, you know, maybe he becomes a nurse because I'm a nurse. Or maybe he's goes into collections because his dad does collections. You know,
For
like,
real.
or something, whatever. You know, or a caretaker or things of that nature, like something streamlined Filipino.
Yeah.
You know,
They don't come here thinking, oh, we're gonna be an artist or a star. They come here thinking we're just gonna get a good job that's paid
And
pays
bro,
way better than they pay
and
in
if you do
Philippines,
that,
and that's that.
yeah, and if you do that, they look at you like you're so disrespectful, man. We
What?
came here to Canada to put, you know, so you can go to school.
my
So you can be a fucking clown, Norm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's
a fucking barber.
yo, the beautiful thing for me, and I'm very lucky and fortunate, and I don't think I give honor to this enough, but I had a 7-day Adventist Filipino immigrant mother.
And yours was different than the
And
typical.
she was
supportive
like,
with anything,
supportive.
everything.
She said, listen, it's already fucked up as it is as a Filipino family to be divorced in this broken home. So who am I to be like, oh, you don't have your father here and you can't do as you please.
Mm-hmm.
So she was very open to like, just let me do as I please. And even till now, she's like, well, you know, I told you what I would want from you, but you don't have to do it if you don't. But just know this is what I would hope. And if you don't, whatever, still live your life. And she never made me feel guilty for anything that I did. And I'm so thankful to that. Because I know how Filipino parents could be, right? But then there's other parents that like, despite setting you up, and you still end up going crooked, not crooked, but you're going left or you go another way. There's some parents out there that are also understanding of the fact that they've moved to North America where this is possibly a route that they can take. You know what I mean? Like, I know John knows 100%, like once his parents realize, oh, he's American, he's not the average Filipino kid, like this guy's an American man, you know?
Yeah, no. Once we moved to America, it was everything for sure changed, just because the expectancies, even for being Canadian Filipino, those changed for sure. Like, I mean, you know, just the culture, whatever's around, you know, that's what I'm going to generally gravitate towards. So obviously, like, I'm glad that basketball always remained a thing. I mean, because we were very lucky to play outdoors 24/7, you know, like, unless it's raining. But even then, we had sheltered places. But I mean, just like I said, the culture, like, whether it be fighting, guns, you know, obviously drugs, you know, like, that's something you get delved into early, maybe even before you get into the books, you know. So being shown that, and like, I guess just being like, I mean, I kind of got there. This is honestly like a chronological thing here. So I kind of got there when like Scarface was like a fucking, like, that was the 86, bro. This movie came out in 82. It was still like a living, you know what I mean? Everybody wanted to be Tony Montana. So like that would be like this, what I would see. What I would see in cinematography wasn't the same. It didn't matter. I would literally see that in the streets. You know, like, oh, big Tony Montana coke dealers, for sure. I could watch them right now on Ocean Drive. Like, and they're all bosses. Like, whenever I saw the cranes out in downtown and all that, I just knew, oh shit, there's big 100 kilo weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you could just equate that. You know, that's just the economy. You know, like, that's just how it went down. So back to like, expecting what I was supposed to be, or, you know, what the quintessential Filipino kid, what the route I was gonna take. For sure, my parents, me at least, they were like, nah, this kid, he's just, I don't know. I saw the angle with the street shit, and then luckily I was afforded the opportunity to be in private schools, so I was shown a life that like I never thought or could even think was attainable. You know, like I would go to kids' houses and be like, "Oh my God, like where are your parents?" Like, and they'd be like, "Oh, my parents aren't home," you know, like, and I'm like, "Oh, okay," like, and then finding out like 10 years later, like they were like the son and daughter of like the biggest Colombian drug lord. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Crazy.
and only for that connection to be there for the universe or God or whomever to show me like, okay, no, this shit is attainable. Like you're not gonna be working 2 jobs, you know, type shit. You know, like you see this shit already. You could fucking touch it. It's tangible. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. The same thing. Like, you know, like you see it, you could do it. You could be it. You know, that's everything. It's like, you know, those movies like Jumpers or whatever. Like they see someplace and they could touch the photo and they're there automatically. It's kind of the same shit. Only like obviously it's gonna take time and work, but you know,
what's
like
crazy? Like your parents moved to Florida specifically for weather purposes, right? And they'd never I'm 100% they never had in their mind that, okay, when we send him to this private school, he'll be around all these, you know, drug kingpins' children. Like they're just thinking we want a good future for our children by putting them in these situations. Like I didn't know by going to Archie Academy down the street that my fellow classmates would be sons of Hell's Angels and shit.
yeah,
So,
or billionaires.
you know what I'm saying?
Sons of billionaires.
So one of my first jobs cooking was cooking lunch for Hell's Angels at these grow ops in Napanee. So I'm in Penetanguishene, right? Working a summer job, cooking breakfast at this cottage for all these Hell's Angels guys, and fucking kid work, like we're all in high school, just out of high school, some still in high school, and we're helping them. Well, it started for just like helping around the spot, but then eventually we were in the marshes in the field planting thousands of fucking weed plants for these Hell's Angels guys that are whatever 40, 50 years old, having all these kids work for them. And I'm thinking in my head, my mother has no clue that the decision to move to Canada was going to lead to this. You know?
No, 1,000%.
Like she had no clue that this was going to be a path that could be taken, you know, with their good intentions of bringing Filipinos
for real.
kids here in Canada. The upbringing is just so different to them that sometimes they can't even fathom that, holy shit, this is a thing. So and I was very open with my mother, and I would always tell her after the fact on some statute of limitations shit. I was like, Mom, it happened already, so don't. But I'm telling you, this happened. That this is what can happen for a teen here in Scarborough. Like I was 17, planting thousands of plants for organized crime lords. That just so happens to be the dads to my classmates. Like, you bringing me here, choosing, hey, I'm going to live in Scarborough, Southside Scarborough. We're fine, we're going to live in Metro housing for a little bit, just so that we can get enough money to move out. And she didn't know that in those 4 years, that's going to shape the music I listen to, the type of people I hang around, the weed culture. Like, you never know that this is the cards that you're going to be dealt when you choose the proximity that you're going to live within. It just so happened our parents chose Scarborough. Your parents chose fucking Florida.
Yeah,
and
here
originally, and back here too. So we grew up the way we grew up as a result of our environment, and it just, like I said, it just trips me up because they were just trying to do good, you know. And I never knock them when they're just like, "Oh, why are you doing this?" I'm like, I get it. You don't.
Yeah, no, you understand. You got to.
You know?
I understand still, and you have to understand.
They truly don't know. They get it because all they know is work hard, come here and get a job, save money, repeat.
Yep. Get another job. You know, like my dad would stack jobs down there, like in Florida. And I'm like, damn, like having my dad come home, like purely exhausted, I'd be like, holy fuck, man, no way. I gotta push these fucking kilos. I just looked myself in the mirror and like, you're gonna be the best I felt like Ghost in Power.
Jeez.
You know, I was like, no, you're gonna be the best fucking drug dealer in the fucking world. You
It's
know?
crazy, man.
Not that I was, allegedly.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Just in time. Said alleged.
Oh shit, we gotta wrap it up. I
We
guess.
do.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Well, coming to an ending, man. Well, great show. I appreciate you, Norm. Thank you so much for coming on. And like I said, he's going to be a familiar face.
I'm here every
You know
time
what I'm saying?
I can. maybe weekly, maybe bi-weekly, but just know I'll be here. But thank you for having me.
Once
Yeah, I
again,
know.
thank you, Pebs.
You already know.
Jared Rosos.
You already know.
Billis, thank you again one time for
Always.
Terminal 16. You know what I'm saying? This is His Brother Podcast. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace and blessings, man. Y'all stay safe.
Bing bong.
Jeez. Respect, Norm.
Gentlemen.